all. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hello, all, and welcome back. I'm your not so humble game master, Hurt and TJ, and this is Dice and Ramsey, apparently. And this
Sitting
is
on my body.
Why is he on top of me?
This is Dice of Ages
No. You should not. You should.
presenting CrestVahllen, the Baker's Dozen.
Yay!
Baker's Dozen. Do not look at the man hiding under the table. I am your DM today.
Ramsey.
Okay, we gotta stop.
All right.
We have these. Thank you, Cam, for getting these beautiful little crocheted dolls made from our characters. It was really, really cute. We love them dearly. So yeah, welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. I miss you all.
Been a while.
Pardon me. It's been a while. We're gonna get right into it because we had a bunch of stuff happen last time, and there's a ton of stuff to go through. So we're just gonna do some recaps real quick. If I can pull it up. There we go.
Quick
What's up?
thing.
Yeah, what's up?
Are we doing any questions or challenges?
Oh yeah,
today?
you want to do questions and challenges and quizzes? Let's go.
I think the de facto which sister are you talking to do today will be one of
Yeah.
them.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Yay.
I don't know why I'm upset about that. Any question? Any? Do you have anybody have any challenges for me? I know Sean's like, oh, he's just stuffing his face. I thought he was looking through his notes. Okay, I have a question for you. Remind me if I told you or not, but does anybody know the name of Masha Ehrenbach's, Lady Masha Ehrenbach's partner?
Oh.
Lord Ehrenbach.
I feel like this was
I don't
taken in a
remember getting
different setting.
I think I told everyone by this point.
Are you sure you told us this?
I think so.
I thought she was single.
I'm ready to mingle.
I'm gonna check
Unlike you two, you're married now. Look at that. You guys met through this game, and now you're married, and I feel all warm and fuzzy. I'm gonna poop my heart out.
Don't do that.
Poop? Poop your heart out?
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
It's okay.
No.
We don't need to talk about it. It's a condition.
Sir Ehrenbach.
I'm looking it up in the Baker's Dozen context.
Oh, yeah?
Trying.
I may or may not. I think I told you. I thought I told
feel
all the
like you
campaigns
didn't.
by this point.
No, I don't think you did.
No.
Oh, you did.
I
You did. Alberico Ehrenbach.
It's Alberto.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because
That's-
it's like Italian.
Alberto.
Alberto. Yes, there you go. You can take a world inspiration. If there are no more challenges, then we can move on.
Oh, you said Alberto? I have Alberto.
Yeah, that's
It's
Alberico.
it's how it's pronounced because it's
Yeah.
kind of Italian.
Like Alberico.
Alberto. Alberto.
yeah, that's what I have.
Alberto.
Oh, okay.
Because Italian.
Got it.
Because that, or at least that's like the type of
Can you spell the
Dialect.
last name? Ehrenbach?
Ehrenbach. Aranbach.
Okay. I had it wrong the whole time.
It's all right.
It's okay.
All the vowels are A's, if it helps.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's her lineage, right? He married into it?
We didn't know, I
It's-
don't think.
You don't
right?
know. I don't think
Okay.
you know. I think as far as you know, she definitely seems like she wears the pants. Lady, like you hear more about Lady Masha Ehrenbach than you do about Lord Alberto Ehrenbach, as is evidenced by your notes.
Yeah.
So she definitely is the one in charge, at least demonstrably. So, what do you need, babe?
I was just looking for
A writing
dry
utensil?
erase, and it's okay.
Okay, you got one. Okay, cool. So, let's get right into some of the.
Is it still
recap
the
stuff. So-
first, by the way?
Yes. Well,
N-
we're gonna find out by the end of the recap.
Sorry.
Because no, you're fine. It's just I have to read through it.
I don't think
So,
it was
last time we started on the first of Akio, as you woke to like breakfast being made by Mima, who was like stubbornly cooking even though she's not supposed to be, and No Fret says, "Oh well, all y'all are part of the family now. Deal with it," and you guys go through some baby pictures and some memories, and before Tamrin is like wondering why Mima was such a target of whatever this was, because Nakano and Macheni had figured out that there was some sort of powder around the collar that was that aided in her infection of this disease by altering her DNA. But it was weird how they wanted to wait until Tim was back in Long Deck. But as you're thinking about this, you're reminded that Lady Amasha Ehrenbach sent you the letter, and that that was a request to visit her up in Sarnle within the Lithuanian Confederacy, which is the pretty much the Elven capital all the way in the northwest of the continent. So couldn't be farther away from you within the same continent, almost on the exact opposite side, which is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away. But you eventually realize that you should not mess with her and make preparations to leave. While you, Tamrin, try to look for some gloves in the marketplace but find hand slippers, if I remember correctly. You also do some shopping for chalk, which ends up being this whole debacle.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, but how much chalk do I need? He's like, here's a lifetime supply of chalk. Well, I don't need this much. I'm like, this is how much he paid me. What do you want? So anyway, you do learn how to do some transportation circle stuff in order to get to where you need to go. And you are given the information in the letter of a transportation circle that is near the Ehrenbach estate in Sarnle, so that you could possibly go there sometime soon and travel great distances in moments. You do try to make your own magic chalk. I don't sure. Did they succeed? Did you succeed in making your own magic chalk? Right.
Because
I
Nakano
got
was
6
sneaky.
pieces. Oh, and then I used one, so now I have 5, I guess.
Nakano found a bunch of gemstones. You guys ground it up and put it into
Just
the thing.
found, not.
I just
no.
found.
You
I didn't
burgled.
steal anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you got 800 gold worth of gemstones.
And we still have lots of gems and lots of chalk, right? But I think we have 6, now 5 magical pieces left.
You have 300 golds worth of magical chalk dust.
Yeah.
You clean out the pockets of a bunch of more affluent, probably you should just pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of people that live here in Long Deck. And one of which you burgled the wardrobe of and found some very nice attire, halfling-sized, that was meant for, there was a note on it that says it was meant for the Grand Masquerade, because apparently these people were invited. A scoop goes the Panbringer and figures out the transportation of a bunch of the cannons over from the now defunct ship of the Red Lion Syndicate, and how much treasure they were able to loot. You guys found a lot of booty, 42,000 golds worth of treasure from the beached Red Lion Syndicate ship, because again, they were probably paid quite the handsome sum to do what it is that they are doing, and they needed to do a bunch of other things. So you decide to possibly send part of it back to the survivors of cultural injustice, that are currently on the music stop, that are currently on the Sutamabura, but it won't get there just right now. You'll have to figure out how to get to that. But you do decide to leave the ship and Hurt and Captain Avery here before you leave. Remind me, did you guys say that the ship should stay here or should head over to Namung?
I think we decided that it would go Savesh, if you keep, I think.
Wasn't it to wherever the Sudamabura was, right?
The the Sundababura was headed to Namung. You don't know how far along it is.
So we would have sent it to Namung, right?
That's the capital of the Northern Dynasty. It's possible. It doesn't say here, but you can always just send a message to them and tell them what to do, because it's going to take them a bit to like move a bunch of cannons and a bunch of other stuff. So you've got time. But you try to find out some more information about Masha, and you realize like, oh wait, Trellius is in the stylophone, right? So you pull Sir Trellius out of the stylophone, and Sir Trellius is like, it just like drops some fucking heavy knowledge on y'all about like when he was alive during certain stuff. Like, yeah, when I was alive, there were 4 elven houses, including the Ehrenbachs. Oh, and by the way, like Lady Masha Ehrenbach was around during when I was around, which who knows how millennia ago that was, during the ancient Elven Empire, during the ancient Celendian Empire, when the elves were at war with like the Razorfang Agreement and all that stuff that you've seen in archaeology of those old. What is happening? I can't see you guys.
It's Monster Ramsey.
Oh.
Ramsey Kaiju.
Ramsey Kaiju. I like that.
Terrifying thought.
Yeah.
Oh, belly rub pretty. He destroys this whole city by rolling over. So there was a time during the ancient Celendian Empire, it's around the same time that Tammy had clocked the age of some of these ancient elven ruins and underground things that he's found that are like don't make sense to be where they are because they're too far east, because the ancient elven remember made it that far east, so not a whole lot of things make sense. But Charlie says, oh yeah, no, I was one of the Templars, or at least one of the paladins, or one of the religious or holy warriors given power and given charge by the House Falant. And House Falant is the religious order, like the heads, kind of like the Pope's version, the Elvish Pope version of the religious leader order of the houses of Sarnla, because the Lithuanian Confederacy is an oligarchy, a bunch of the families that survived and trace their lineage back to noble houses from the ancient Elven Empire, the Celendian Empire. So, Strelius drops some deep knowledge on y'all, and you find out that Ehrenbachs did not have an heir, and there are some other stuff going on with that. Like, it's a bunch of really ambiguous things about, like, who knows how long Lady Masha's been around, who knows how long Lord Alberto's been around. There is a mention from, if I remember, Trellius talking about the Dorkennen Rye, if I remember correctly. Apparently, the fable and the old tale of the Dorkennen Rye, these very tall, towering female blind assassins that are kind of like they're little nightmare tales, like kind of little Mother Goose tales or grim fairy tales that you tell your kids to be like, you better behave or the Dorkennen Rye are going to come get you. So like they're a myth, but Nakano remembers the tale of these Dorkennen Rye as she just, because she's been around a lot of circles, she's really well traveled, and she said that none who has ever seen them has ever survived, which is one of the reasons why they're probably myths, because nobody ever knows that they actually exist, because people don't survive if they see them. But then you kind of make this connection of like, that one individual that had that pink armor that you fought in that burning town that Big Boba sent you to, a lot of stuff matches up pretty well with them, with the descriptions of the Dorkennen Rye and whatever that person was. And Nakano was the one to dispatch them at the very least. I remember she like almost tore the spine out of this individual, and right as they were dying, they like got teleported away by some pendant that was on their person. But anyway, Nakano, after like dealing with that, she goes and steals a bunch of stuff, and then I think y'all consider that you're familiar with the well walls. And how are you familiar with the Urielor? Somebody remind me about that. Or do you guys just know the...
We learned of the name Urielor because of Sir Trellius.
Right, Sir Trellius, because
Because he named the 4 houses.
He named the 4 houses: House Falant, House Urielor, House Trellius, and House Ehrenbach. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the 4 houses. And so, you know that like the Urielors were like hunters and like kind of Gattaca, very much wanting to curate their bloodlines and their hereditary. So very much like the Kwisatz Haderach kind of Bene Gesserit thing. They wanted to make sure like you're going to marry this person so you can have a blood person that's the blood of your son is going to be, or daughter or whatever, is going to be magically more powerful, and you're going to have better because you're going to have better hunting senses. So a lot of hunters and a lot of magic users that come from the blood. Whereas the Trellius were the holy warriors, the Templars under the power of the House Falant, the religious orders, like the head clerics and that type of thing. And the Ehrenbachs were just kind of known for their longevity and just were there the whole time and just were very managerial and very conniving and plans within plans within plans within plans. So they were often steps ahead of everything else, which is kind of where they're the default and de facto head of all these. But if you asked any of the other houses, they would say that they're not. But what are you going to do? But you kind of come to the understanding that Lady Masha may be summoning you to try to understand some more information about, because you put, Tamrin, more about a bunch of the eastern strongholds of the ancient Elven that you had found, the ancient Elven runes that you had found, into your dumb thesis, as you'd like to put it. And so they're probably trying to find out more information about what is going on with that. But before you guys leave, a Scoop decides to ask a question of the one that he worships to help with the course of action, to see if like where they're going is in the right direction. And asks, like, should we see Lady Armbach, or should we go where like the bird poop is on the map and like probably take care of where maybe some of these other idols are and some of these other like sunken locations and like whatever else, like these other locations of disturbances. So I believe the next one would be, the closest one would be the Salval Atoll, because you're no longer near the you're nowhere near the Shroomshaw Haven just quite yet. And it's kind of like when you shake the magic 8-ball and it says ask again later, or future cloudy. I'm not sure quite yet, but there is some notes and hints that there is Lady Masha Ehrenbach is an extremely smart, planning, conniving individual, and so you should be on guard and you should be very vigilant of what's happening and you should be suspicious of everything. But once that's all said and done, you guys finally decide to, for the first time, use some of your newly created magical chalk dust, create a circle, step into it, and teleport off to the far and far away Sarnle, capital of the elves. You flop into existence and what feels like, if I remember, kind of a cold, dark stone in an empty room with candles lit in a very dim, flickering firelight chamber that doesn't appear to have an exit. It appears to be square, perhaps 20 by 20 around. No light here except for the candles. No daylight, no windows, no nothing like that. And that's where we're going to pick up.
Wasn't there mirrors, though?
We met a guy that brought us to Masha, I think, too.
Right, so the door one of the walls moves as though it was a hidden doorway, and it opens up, and you see like this kind of red carpet, this beautiful like velvet or leather red carpet that just seems to go down in this hallway that you can't see all the way down. That again has a bunch of stuff on each corridor, very kind of gothic feel. More candles. Someone walks out, what looks like a staff member, not like with their head down, that appears to be holding a mirror in their arms. And very like mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who is the fairest of them all. This face and like upper body-ish kind of like fades out as a gradient, turns around from inside the mirror and says, well, hello. It's good that you finally got here. I'm Marimam. I'm supposed to show you around. Or at least bring you to where you're supposed to be. Yes? You... and points to you like through the mirror. They're still like beyond the two-dimensional space. Points to you, Tamrin. And like, you are the archaeologist, right? Person of the College of the Unearthed, correct?
That's me.
I find your positivity absolutely ingratiatingly annoying. But
Well, I love what I do.
it gets worse. Wonderful. Well, if
Dude,
you follow me...
That's a wonder. I'm just playing
After
like
a couple
super
thousand- You know what? Never
over-enthusiastic
mind.
Midwestern.
It's true. It's true.
If you follow me, if you follow the person who's carrying me, let's go. As the person turns around and exits the room.
Okay.
A scoop. Can you roll an insight or religion check for me real quick?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Insight, not religion.
Insight. You feel like it's very odd. It's very strange. You feel closer to the source of your power than you've ever been.
It's not in the water.
Uh-oh.
Weird.
That is weird.
And you've been in the depths, in underwater cities.
We are right on the sea, the Barrel Sea. So I don't know
Yes,
if
you
that's-
are. Yeah, you are
yeah.
like the Sarnla is nestled right up against a cliffside that hangs over the northwestern side of the Barrel Sea. And there are two parts to Sarnla. One is up on that cliff in the sun, in the sky, and then the other one kind of slopes down into like an underground bay, kind of like a cenote that goes in where the underground crests over another part of the city. So there's like a dark part of the city that crests around a bay that separates, then ramps up and goes to the lighter part of the city that's up on top of the cliffside. I know it's difficult to describe, but so there's like a dark part and a light side. And they're separated by a underground like cenote-like bay. And there's a strait that goes from the bay through the cliffside under the day city that then empties into the Barrel Sea. So there's only like one entrance to the city, which is through this strait that would go into the bay in between these two parts of the city. And so it's like very easily defensive because you either have to scale the cliff or go in and like climb up on the side. It's very this isn't walled either. It's open to the environs. So naturally and environmentally extremely easily defensible. No more than one ship or two ships, like a two-lane kind of strait that would be able to go through this cliffside. It's kind of like a grotto in that sense, but the grotto is partially open to the sky.
So is this feeling more of a sixth sense, or is it like a boost in stability in the power? in my power.
You feel it's kind of like a tingling, I would say. As far as the boost in the power, you won't know until you try something. Granted,
You know, like when you feel a little bit more energy, it's not like an actual boost.
yeah, it's
You
more
feel a
of like
little bit more motivated, I
yeah,
guess.
it's like that. It's like you just
Okay.
feel like I woke up this morning and for some reason I just feel like I'm just ready to meet the day. I just don't know why, but I'm just ready to meet the day. You know?
Speaking of meeting the day, which day is it?
Right, we didn't talk about that, did we?
No.
I
it was a
said it
little
was gonna get
timey-wimey last time, so I think, based
So
on
we
your...
we got rejected with what by Miramam?
Maramam.
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 He didn't give us the answer. But through
For what?
just like we asked him what day it was, but he just didn't give it to us.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't care.
Um.
Time doesn't mean anything to him.
Okay.
I don't
we
like
would
this
have
guy.
had
But
we would have had a sense before we went through the teleportation.
Yeah, no, I believe you
think we
woke
just-
up today, which is the first of Akiel, and it's like,
Well, we woke up. That was the day that Mima was cooking
yeah, I think
Breakfast.
it's the same day.
for the heist, for chalk, etc.
I think it was all the same day. Yeah, I think you left like in the late afternoon.
Okay.
I don't think you guys went to bed again. I think you
Okay.
because y'all did different things by yourself. You guys split up, so you divided and conquered. You got a lot of stuff done in a shorter amount of time.
Okay.
You know, because the scoop took
So-
care of the ship stuff. Nakata went
Robin
shopping,
Hooding.
went shopping,
Shopping.
and then
Shopping.
Tam also went shopping, and then
so
yeah.
we're across the globe, but is this a north-south situation?
so if you look at the map of CrestVahllen, the Twin Isles are off of the eastern coast. The Northern Dynasty is, has to deal with more of the northeastern coast, and the Southern Dynasty has to deal with more of the southeastern coast. You were like most on long deck, which is at the southern tip, more or less, of the Northern Dynasty. So kind of like midway between both of them. So midway of the East Coast, off of the coast into the ocean. You went all the way across the entirety of the continent of CrestVahllen and went up into the northwestern corner of the continent. So you're thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away. We went like near halfway across the globe.
So we're near Scaresmore Refuge.
No, of CrestVahllen, the continent, not of Twin Isles. We're talking about the continental map.
So it's even past
not
the Razor
nation
Fangs.
map. You're past the Maw, past the Razor Fang, past the Protectorate, past the capital, northwest of the Barrel Sea, on the northwestern edge of the Barrel Sea. You're thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away. We're talking about the big world continental map. I can pull it up and show you.
But
like-
it makes sense though. Like if we traveled that far, we'd almost stay still in the afternoon
Okay,
or whatever
okay.
of
Right.
Akiel, because
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
yeah.
Which direction does this world spin? I guess is the
Yeah,
question.
It spins. I think TJ has got it so that the sun still rises in the east.
Yes, because if I did it any other way, I would be so confused, and I wouldn't be able to keep track of everything. So,
Rises in the north, motherfucker.
so it rises in the north. So I mean, I know it's reversed, but you guys were in the Twin Isles over here. You guys went all the way across the continent,
Oh,
and you're
Jesus.
all the way up here.
Yeah.
And this continent is twice the size of the United States. The continent.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like bigger than the size of North America. This thing is huge. And so you guys went all the way across the world.
Magic kind of.
This is the only continent in the world, as a Scoop is well aware. He's familiar of like, what is it? Not Xianhar. But he's
Wildlands?
familiar of the wildlands and whatever. What is the other?
It's like wherever the elves came from, right? I forget the name of that land, but
The Feymores?
yeah.
The Feymores are a different realm entirely. The Feymores are
shit.
actually. Why don't you go ahead and roll a Arcana check or a History check for me?
Wait, history. Hold on. History.
Yeah, we do history.
What's the ratio of time in this world
12.
versus our world, or in the real world?
Okay, well, hold on. Let me get to this, and then I'll get to that question. What'd you get? You said you get 10?
12.
12.
12. So you're familiar. The Feymores are like a fabled land that is a realm that kind of lives superimposed upon this world. So it's like, it's a mirrored version of this realm-ish, kind of, but it's like, kind of think of it like a parallel dimension that is more everything, more feelings, more colors, more sounds, more smells. Everything is more intense. It's more mystical. It's very like, fairyland.
Weedland.
Yeah, sure. Sure. It's it's very psilocybin land. But it, like, if you were to go to the Feymores at a location that had like a big mountain range, you might see instead a range of floating mountains. So something like similar to, but not exactly the same, and more fantastical and like way out there.
Just extra.
And the elves were fabled to come, or at least be descendants of Fey creatures, those that came from the Feymores. And the Celendian Empire is fabled to have come. The elves were the descendants of the ancestral other type of Fey creatures that eventually formed a empire here, and then said, "Ooh, the best hands of this realm are our own, and we should take it over because we know what's best for this realm," and hence the war. So, you were asking about the ratio of time.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like what time of day it is now that you've moved so far west?
I'm saying what's like.
You're not in a different realm. You're still in the same world.
You mean just like 24-hour period still within a day?
Yeah.
I would say like you're now in the morning, like the early morning. We're talking about like probably not too far from dawn.
Okay, so
Because you've moved like essentially like a little under halfway across the globe. So it was already late afternoon. I would say it'd be like early morning. We're talking about just after dawn probably. But that would be your estimations because you are familiar with the map and you can do basic arithmetic. But you can't see outside right now. You cannot see. There's no windows. There's no sun. You can't tell.
okay. And in general, just for sanity, it is still about a 24-hour period, correct, GM?
Yes. Yeah, I had established that. Jesus Christ, can you imagine if I fucking changed that?
I know, that would be...
Oh my God. I'd be shooting myself in the foot.
And Maraman isn't telling us what time it is.
So Maramam.
Man.
So I will spell it for
Maramam.
So bad at that
Actually,
name.
Noel, you want to spell it for me because you have it written up there?
Sure. It's MARRAMAM as in miss.
Nice. I actually spelled it right on my notes.
Really? You did it with the double R and everything?
Yeah.
I did single R.
Whoa!
And
I feel like she should
Whoa.
get a world
Yeah, no,
inspiration
Nakano, you
on
can have
that
a world
one.
inspiration because I love that. I love that.
Yay, get it.
Congratulations.
when in doubt,
No
just
one
add a
ever
bunch
spells
of
my
H's
stuff
at
together.
the end of things.
That was the first. That was the first time I think I spelled anything you said right.
Well, I bet you feel so good. I have to give it to you now because I feel
Yeah.
proud, and I know you feel proud. So, have it. Take it.
What?
Take the little die.
Little world inspiration.
What do you mean?
So,
GM.
Maramam, what's up?
I know.
Did you say you had two?
Yeah, I have
Oh, you
three
have
now.
three now.
Oh shit, Nakano's racking them up. She also
Yeah.
has Lucky. So
Well, but you never know when it
We
comes in
can't
handy.
fail.
No, we
Yeah.
yeah.
I know when you, and she also has that like new ability where she's like, I know when you'll die. So it's I love Nakano so much.
Yeah.
This is so much fun.
I think she's the like most badass out of
Yeah.
all the campaigns.
That's
Well,
scary.
as well because her
Yeah.
health is so low and her stats are like her dex is like lower than her charisma as a rogue, but it's still like wild. Oh wait, no, I think you upped your dex to like 18 now, didn't you?
No.
No.
No. Oh yeah, it is at 18. Shoot.
There you go.
Whoa.
All right. So,
I love how like inhospitable this guy who's greeting us is. He's just like, oh, you guys are the worst, and like I won't tell you what time it is. Isn't he like he's the guy who like greets people? Shouldn't he be like like nice.
You would think.
You want to ask some questions while you're moving along?
Yeah, because I'm supposed to be kind of a dumbass. So like, how come you're not like
You're trying to make
nice
yourself
to
a
us?
dumbass. Okay, I have to ask you because we all know Tamrin is not stupid. Are you trying to kind of like deceive and ingratiate yourself as like, well, how to smile a day to you? Like
Yeah,
that
I'm
type
like a
of feel?
Midwestern mom.
Okay, cool. Midwestern mom. We're not saying that Midwestern moms are dumb. You're saying that you are trying
No,
to act
it's
like
just
a
like it's
dumb
just that
Midwestern
like.
mom.
Yeah, it's just like that.
That's-
Like, well, I made you a whole mess of tacos. Just like ingratiating. Just like just kind of.
Can we pinpoint you're from Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
You made a mess of tacos.
You made a mess
And
of
you know-
tacos.
Yeah, tacos.
Oh yeah, we got Fiesta cheese this time.
and chipotle there too.
Chipotle.
Ortega sauce.
Yeah. Okay. So, but do you have pocket cheese? That's the
Salsa
question.
verde.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I got pocket cheese. I also have pocket hot dogs, pocket
Awesome.
sauerkraut.
Oh, dude. All right. This is gonna be good.
Do you have
Good
a
day.
walking taco? You just pull out a bag of Doritos and like shove some beef in it and cheese.
Yeah,
We love the
Perfect.
Midwest. Don't
Wearing a
misconstrue
Vikings
us.
hat.
we love it. I love a walking taco.
I
Yeah,
want
you get a
Doritos.
Vikings hat. You just pull out a baseball cap with Vikings on it, and just so stupid. Cool. So what are you doing? So this person seems to be. So there's a staff member, in rather nice but still calm attire, like toned down attire, that is holding this mirror. That is walking, leads you down this very grand, like we're talking about like 15-foot wide hallway with this big, long crimson runner. And you see on the side, there are mirrors every once in a while, and there are beautiful like oil and tempera paintings of like Baroque and Renaissance style, and many of them actually depict these gorgeous depictions of what looks like to you. As far as you understand, could be Lady Masha Ehrenbach and perhaps Lord, but the Lord's not in all of them. A lot of them seem to be in different, like, eras, time periods, settings, that type of thing.
Are they like different ages, or are they all just kind of the same age the whole time?
Roll a history check.
Music?
It's on.
No. Different music?
I don't have one for this.
Okay.
I can try. I can do this.
9.
Hold on. This is what you get.
Okay.
So you are moving by all these things. What'd you get? You got a 9?
Yeah.
They look to be different. There's like some that look kind of Napoleonic with like on the horse general type of style, but still in like this armored, flowy dress regalia where she just has her like chin up. And there are others that appear to be more contemporary, but again, these could.
No,
just
I
be
was wondering
artistic
more if like
depictions.
Masha's age seems different in each in different paintings.
She does not look different in any of them.
Can knowing
She looks different as far as like style is concerned.
Yeah.
like that they were all about genetics and that, can I try to use my knowledge from the Imogen and like try to see if there's some sort of connection or like who's who that way, or like see if there's some other introduction of
Trying to get some context clues as to the other people in these
Yeah.
paintings.
just any sort of like let me draw a family tree kind of thing based off of what I know of
Sure.
genetics.
I'll
et cetera.
say roll an insight check for that one, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't think you're as well versed in history with
yeah, I'm not.
because I think that would be more Tamrin's bag with history.
21.
21. The vibe you're getting in a lot of these is that those that do have both Lord and Lady within them, the Lady is most definitely depicted as the stronger focal point than the Lord. The
Okay.
Lord seems to be above many others in the painting. All of them that do have the lady or lord of them, they appear to be a focal point where they appear to be either the hero or stronger or more powerful than anybody else in the painting, if there are other individuals in the painting. There's still this like kind of romanticized moment of them being in the painting. Very granted, only half of these paintings have either the Lord or Lady or both within them. There are a lot of them are just, landscapes and other type of depictions and still lifes.
Do any of them have any
But-
well walls in them? It's kind of a reach, but
Not that you can tell, but let me get back to that in a second. Let me finish this, but remind me. Let me get back to that in a second. But the vibe you're getting is that both the Lord and the Lady appear to be depicted in the more heroic protagonist focal point of they're the ones that are the object of this, with everything else kind of accenting and improving that focal point. You also get the vibe that the Lord Ehrenbach is second only to the Lady Ehrenbach.
Right.
And that the lady seems to be a larger focal point, more often in the foreground, and if she is in the background, still requires more of the lighter shades and light, some like rays of those types of things. You do notice that there are depictions of them being outside in the light. Perhaps there are some cloudy days and stuff like that, but there
Okay.
isn't that type of thing. Again, these are painters' depictions of them. You asked if there are any well walls here. I want you to roll a perception check for me.
ooh,
Either that or
Dirty
investigation. I will give you an option
okay,
for this one.
that doesn't make a difference. Dirty 20.
They will have different. They will have different results depending on which one you choose. So you tell me which one.
Perception.
Perception. As you're moving by and walking by these, because there's somewhat of a brisk pace, but not too brisk. It's their strides of the staff seem to be rather large, but they seem to be taking their time. But for you, it's like, especially for Nakano, she's a little shorter. It's like she's having to move a little.
Yeah, Nakano's the shortest out of all of us, I
Yeah,
think.
she's like moving at like kind of like a fast walk pace in order to keep up with everybody. But apparently it's like that courtly, like long stride where it just seems like they're walking slow, but they're actually moving at quite a fastidious pace. So one of the things you notice, like out of the corner of your eye, is there is on the belt of one of the of Masha's attire, on one of the paintings that appear to be at near not ancient elven ruins, but like just ancient elven like city. Like if the ruins as if it was in their heyday, but there appear to be no others around except for them, just kind of this in this like Arc de Triomphe kind of Roman column type of esque thing with vines growing up them, but not vines where it looks like nature's reclaiming, but vines as if they were agriculturally, like horticulture, and curated to be like that, like landscaped in order to be like that, so they actually form a certain type of braid on purpose. On her belt looks to be a tome, and the tiny little script that would have been faded if the painter was not absolutely exquisite at their job appear to have the script that is almost identical, if not very similar, to the script and the runes that are on the well walls. But it doesn't look like it's made out of well-made material. It's like a leather-bound book, and on the spine there are runes that look like the script on the well walls. It doesn't look old. It
Sure.
doesn't look aged. You log that away?
Yeah, can I just do a quick in my notebook? Just write out the runes real quick as
You
I'm walking
can.
discreetly.
They're you will like here's so you're going to have to you like clock it and you're like, oh, that's like because your mind is so good at like that kind of recall, you clock like, oh, that's the same type of script. In order for you to like actually mark down, because you don't speak this language and you can't translate it and then think of the idea and then write it down while you're moving, you would have to stop, look, because it's very, very tiny. You would have to like stop, look, and copy it down. You'd have to at least take a moment, at least a brief moment to do so, but it would be noticeable.
Tammy, I love that painting too. It's such a nice, flattering light of Lady
You
Masha.
see like Tammy like take a double take for a second and like has those like, you've seen these big eyes before where his eyes open like, history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to help him out and kind of like stall for time. And,
the
can you-
details, especially like in the little fine details here, are so.
Yeah. Wait.
Lighting.
I know, Madam, can we stop and just enjoy this portrait for a moment?
Yes, that of course was done by the late Sir Trellius Bontifitant. One of the greatest painters of the age. Yes.
Bontrifitant?
Bontifitant.
Bontifitant. Okay. Tifitant.
Sir Trellius Bontifitant. Oh, so it was like apparently so. Like it's really interesting. Like he starts to go on this tirade and be like, yes, well, once Trellius does find a different calling other than what they were meant to do and born to do and actually, designed to do for the House Valant, they actually their last name and their first moniker actually switch places because it then goes along with their forebearers' occupation. As to so their surname then becomes their first name for the last name. For any Sir Trellius of the last name has to be called upon by ancient creed, of course. So by credo, they also need to then change their last name to associate for their first name rather than their surname. So
I'm not listening. I'm just drawing the runes, by the way.
Yeah, no,
I'm nodding along, like,
so it's
yes.
called Sir Trellius. So rather than their last name being Trellius, it's like Sir Trellius, and Bontifitant, which was probably their first name at one point, has become their last name, so that they no longer qualify for the
As
credo.
a Trellius.
Like, well, yeah, they're still a Trellius, but they no longer qualify under the law of creed to be when they're called upon to do like military, like religious, holy warrior service. They are no longer required to do so because anyone who has the surname Trellius is required to do so. And so they've been given, and so rather than change the law, they changed their name because their name to House Valant and other houses are not important as the law. And so they changed their name to make them go like, oh, well, you're really, really good at this. And it doesn't happen very often. You hear him like he yammers on and on and on about it. It doesn't happen very often. And only those the most skilled in their trade, because every once in a while is like, and obviously you can tell that House Ehrenbach and a couple of others brought this person because they were so good at painting that they did it, and they were kept around longer than they probably should have been. And like there are a couple other paintings here over the course of 1,000, if not more, years. So they're like a very good eye. I am also a Bontifitant aficionado.
I wish I had known more about the Bontifitant before I come here. This is fascinating.
Oh well, it's not surprising that you haven't. She has bought up most of the collection, and as you say, most of the other world is a bit of a Philistines, so they're not quite as educated in the artistry and cultural specifics of the world of wonderful oil paints and tempera and those types of specifics.
Of course, nothing else in this world is quite as fantastic as.
No, it's not surprising that someone like you would not have heard of Bontifitant.
Michelle is keeping her mouth shut so hard. She comes from such a ancient civilization.
Yeah, your civilization is so fucking ancient and so culturally rich. But there's this very like colonial imperialist like I'm better than everybody else type of feel. Like it's so thick with this person.
I am going to make one little jab and be like, oh, so where did you pick up that symbol over there? I mean, I feel like that's
you point to a Merisian symbol?
Something that could have been delineated from the Merisian
symbol. Oh yeah, there's
symbol,
absolutely
like a hawk or something, like something very I don't know.
Actually, I apologize. I really apologize because I do want to lean into this and I do want to say yes.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna pull one of my cards out and like, you know, impose my DM will on this one, is that I don't think you notice any Maresian stuff here at all.
Could I notice like a blue or
Like,
some color?
It's so
or
much so
anything?
that it's extremely noticeable that you don't notice any Maresian stuff here at all.
No, that's still informative.
Yeah, like
No,
I think I'll give you something like that. Like it would make sense that there's no Maresian stuff here because the elves never made it that far east.
No, it's
But
very
you
different.
know that they have.
Yeah, it's very different than how I grew up, of course. I'll just make note of that. So.
So you continue down this. hallway.
Did Tammy get to write it down quickly?
Yeah.
That was the intent of that whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got them. You got them yammering on. Absolutely, you can take a couple of the runes. You have no idea what these mean. They mean nothing to you. But yes, they look the same type of script of the thing. Tamrin, as you're writing this down, you are also very familiar of what happened when somebody else wrote these things down. Of what happened to a Scoop when he tried to write this stuff down.
That was not runes, wasn't? Those were actual words, weren't they?
Those were like words in Old Elvish of like forbidden knowledge. But we're like you also know that the stuff that they was associated with was this type of language, and it was like right next to a well wall and all this stuff. So like
Yeah, but I've also like written down the runes from well
no,
walls
you're fine.
before.
You're
Okay,
fine.
okay.
I'm just for your reference, like your memory harkens back. I'm not saying that anything's bad happened to you. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that your memory, for your benefit, your memory harkens back to just how dangerous this information could be.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And what it's done to others, and the fact that she has it means a lot.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, can you do us the pleasure of pointing out any other pontificant's work along the way? That, I mean, again, I'm sure I could pick it out because of the style and stuff, but you know.
You have been requested, but I don't see why not. It's been a while since I've had anybody that would even come close to being able to appreciate true art. I mean, don't even get me started on some of that Baroque era type things.
Too many frills, you know? Too many
Well,
frills.
she had her phase, but when I say, you know, if it's not Baroque, then don't fix it.
Boo. Tabby says out loud.
You say out loud, like this, the staff member just like turns around and you just get this like scornful, like flat brow eye look for.
Is the staff
Anyway,
is the staff member Elvish?
the staff member looks to be. Roll. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm gonna give this a Scoop because he has the high passive perception here. What's your passive perception?
Mine? Oh, not that high.
Oh,
It's
mine.
13.
I think it's hard to tell because their hair appears to be blocking their ears. But a Scoop with what are you 25? Some stupid shit like that.
Just 20.
20.
Go
Only
past 20.
20.
Oh, only 20. Passive perception, only 20. You notice that there's a moment where they turn around and their hair does kind of do that centripetal force come out a little bit before it goes back in. And you notice scarring on their ears. And they're rounded, but it looks like they were once cut to hide whatever lineage they may have had.
Specifically around the ears, or
Specifically around the tips of the ears.
okay.
They're now rounded to make them look like human ears, but Scoop notices that those probably were pointed at one point, but to the extent of the pointedness, you don't know, which means you don't know if they were what type of elf or anything else they could have been.
Sure.
Yeah, because they were like, their ears were castrated, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Was that the only scarring? Does this person have a mask?
That's what
Or,
you notice with your passive
sorry.
perception of 20. They're like,
Okay.
that's the thing that you know. No, they don't have a mask. They're just they have like basic, very, very, very basic, minimal makeup and everything. They keep their eyes mostly down. They have not made full eye contact with any of you. It seems that their job is purely to just give Maramam, the person who exists within the mirror, a mode of transportation and to be mobile. That's it.
I'll reach out and just touch Tammy's arm. Oh, did you get the notes down of just like how he touched, used the lighting on that painting and cast guidance
Sure.
for next little bit? So
And I'm gonna kind of mimic our man's voice. The lighting was exquisite.
wonderful.
Perfect. So you guys continue along. Is there anything else that you're trying to keep your eye out for or you're looking for while we're moving along? Every once in a while, you do take a turn, and then you turn back. It's interesting because there are a turn. Now that you've mentioned the paintings, it looks like Maramam is like specifically saying, if we turn left here, and is like trying to show you a little bit more paintings rather than going straight to where it is that you're trying to go. So you end up like off the path and then back into the grand hallway again, and then off the path again, and then back into the grand hallway.
Does he show any more Sir Trellius? I'm just more trying to go towards the direction where we saw the.
Are you looking for just members that may be of the
I'm looking
Trellius
for the
family?
category that we were more focused on. So, like, since Sir Trellius made that one, or one of the Sir Trellius members made that painting with the
Oh,
symbols.
Bontifitant?
Yeah, Bontifitant.
Are you just looking for Bontifitant style, or are you looking forward to see if there were any possible Trellius members depicted in any of these paintings?
Style.
Because Machini had asked to be shown.
You got it. You don't really need to make an effort to that because they've made it now a point to go off the beaten path to show you more Bontifitant
Okay.
paintings. As far as like things that you notice from these Bontifitant paintings, you realize that these are definitely more purposed to depict Lady Masha and perhaps the Lord as well in a extremely flattering light. You are getting the sense that Lady Masha, for lack of a better, except for hairstyle, makeup, and attire, looks the same in every single one of these paintings. Again, makeup, there's a lot of different things you can do with makeup and style and everything, but as far as age and time period, although eras seem to be changing, she looks exactly the same.
Okay.
The Lord is not in all of these paintings. The Lord does appear to age a little bit, but it's hard to tell the chronology of some of these.
But it's like normal elf aging for the Lord, not.
I need all of you, as you mentioned that, because this is going to kind of occur to all of you as a thing. I need you all to roll either a history or an arcana check.
Critical roll.
Hell yeah.
And you tell me which one it is that you rolled.
25 on history.
25 on history.
21 on Arcana.
21 on arcana.
What?
20 on Arcana.
What'd you get in arcana?
10.
On which one?
Oh, Arcana.
Arcana. So we're gonna start with Nakano. Nakano's walking through this and be like, man, these fucking bitches are magic or some shit. They don't age. I need to get to know what's happening here.
Dude, I love Nakano. Nakano is awesome.
You're like, they're like, I need your skin routine. I think is what happens through what goes through Nakano's head.
Seriously.
And then a Scoop thinks back, a Scoop didn't have only because Scoop's only been part of the continent of CrestVahllen for the past couple of years. He hasn't been here normally, and beforehand, you've only ever heard of elves offhandedly, maybe seen one or two, maybe. Very, very rare that could have possibly happened from trade from the wildlands. Very, very rare. Even if it did happen. So you don't know a whole lot about elves, but you definitely sense that you know how old that you could live and some of your family can live and some of the other species in the wildlands live. This this is intense. Like, and the elves like live for a very long time just from being here for a while and just kind of colloquial and like, common knowledge. But this is pretty intense. This is, if these paintings are to be believed and they're supposed to be spanning through these amount of eras and not just like artistic interpretations, this is wild. You, as a scoop, don't know of any magic that could possibly do this type of thing. You got a 21 on Arcana?
Yes.
You, because you're familiar with Anima Jinn stuff, would say maybe they had a facelift. Maybe they got some surgery done. Maybe they had Botox done. Like it's possible that Anima Jinn, like surgery, could have accounted for this type of thing.
But
if
maybe there's like a
really
minor
good at
scar
this-
or something that I might be able to pick up because
I think that's what bugs you is because you don't see a scar and go like, damn, that plastic surgeon was
Tamrin,
good.
you also have guidance
Yeah.
with that roll.
Yeah.
If you
want
wanted
to use
ta-
it, you have 10
yeah.
minutes.
I think I'll save it. I mean,
a
that's
minute. I
Well,
think.
this is only over the
25,
course.
yeah.
This
Oh,
is
is it
only
over a
over the
minute?
course of 10 minutes.
It's only a minute.
It's only
Yeah.
a minute, so you'd have to use it for this one, yeah.
If you want. I mean,
26.
26.
I
Okay.
don't.
So I think you notice, like, it is definitely within the realm of possibility. You think that it's very possible that Anima Jinn stuff could be part of this. But if it does, damn, they're good. And they must be one of the best Anima Jinn, like, magisurgeons out there.
Okay.
Tamrin, you have done a lot of research into archaeology and anthropology and in history when it comes like this. You are painfully and keenly aware that the actual age and the lifespan of elves has been a well-kept secret since their like inception and their like existence in this realm. Even the elves themselves are often unaware as to how long they're going to live. Many live well beyond their first millennia, but even themselves don't know how, like, when their end is coming, like as far as the ages happens. Sometimes it happens suddenly, sometimes it goes on and on and on and on. You also know, because of the history of the Ehrenbach specifically, a lot of the houses tout their own like special thing that keeps them in power. Like the Trelliuses are really good warriors and really good holy warriors and do good at following orders, and they are very good at what they do. The Folant is very good at the clergy, that whole thing. House Urulur is amazing hunters and good bloodlines of magic, and House Ehrenbach has one of their things is very good managerial, knowing pattern recognition, knowing what's going to happen next, and always being one step ahead. But also their longevity is unprecedented. Their longevity is one of the things that they tout forever. There are people that don't even know how old, like nobody knows how old Lady Masha Ehrenbach is. Very few, if any, know how old Lord Alberto Ehrenbach is. Their longevity is one of their biggest things, and because of that, because they've been around so long, they have the experience and wisdom, and they have all these things they've seen, and like history repeats itself. They've seen all this stuff before. They know exactly what to do in certain situations, which makes them a force to be reckoned with. And they're extremely wise. They're extremely experienced. They're extremely intelligent. So as far as the age of elves, it's extremely ubiquitous. Nobody actually knows how long they're actually going to live. But most of the time, if they don't die of other causes, they live well beyond their first millennia. But looking at these paintings, these look at the very least several millennia for Lady Masha.
I have one retrospective question.
Sure.
It just occurred to me. Was Marimam surprised to see a giant kobold?
No.
Okay.
Really good question. I want you to roll an insight, though. Fuck, that's an amazing question.
Well, they
I'm
must
so
know
mad.
because they put the laughing thing that's
Well,
like...
but that's exactly why I'm
Right,
wondering.
right.
Can Shani do it? No. 5.
5. Didn't look surprised, but you don't know what that means.
Okay.
Also, if the staff member were to look surprised, wouldn't be a thing anyway, because the staff member is probably like trained and like their job is to be stoic. So
Okay.
Be rude.
their
think that's a
job is to be
perk.
the legs for a mirror. That's their job.
Well, but I was specifically wondering about Merriman, but again, mission
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
Merrimam, like, so it could be one of two things. It could be like Merrimam just doesn't give a fuck, or just actually genuinely not surprised.
I keep thinking you're saying mirror man.
I think
Merrimam. Oh, it's almost like that was intentional.
Oh, was that
He lives in a
intentional?
mirror.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Sorry.
You did raise a good point. What about the person holding the mirror?
What about the person holding the mirror?
You said they weren't affected at all by seeing Tamrin?
Yeah, I mean,
surprised.
granted, they are a staff member that is like probably has to deal with who knows how many strange people from all over the world because of what station they hold. So they have been trained to be not make eye contact and be not reactionary and stoic and not
Okay,
emotional at
cool.
all. You know
Alright.
what I mean? So their reaction is not a really good metric as to what, would be anyway.
Mhm.
Like an actual dragon could show up and they'd still be like, yes, they're supposed to go this way, and they wouldn't react because that's what they're supposed to do.
Cool. Madam, are we going directly there, or do we? I just want to make sure that we're presentable.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm just Bontivitant is just.
Oh, I
like,
know.
all
I'm
over
very
the-
excited to be here
You know,
and see like everything that's going
If you
on.
would like to see more, but you can meet in my chambers. Well, all of the chambers are my chambers. But you could call for me later. I will be within any proper reflective surface that you can find within this
Okay, yeah.
estate.
Okay, that sounds great. I do really like this one though. It's also really wonderful.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you, this was when they got into their blue phase. You can tell that the blues on the skies and also those of the actual terror beneath the individual. You take a mental picture.
No. I flipped down one of my lenses.
Yeah, your lens is cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh yes, I can see they added just a smidge more blue here. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and they get lost in the description again.
Did you get your name Mirror Man before or after you went into a mirror?
I was put here by someone else, not of my choosing, if you must know.
So then
And
maybe
that's-
they put you there because of your name.
No. I was given this name afterward as a joke. A cruel, cruel, ironic joke.
That's not very nice.
You know.
No.
Yes, well, neither are you for asking.
He's turned into Snape. No. Potter.
Turn to page 394
Of your art history textbooks.
of your Bontifitant Art History has textbook.
What do you like to be called then? If that's that name seems a little mean. Do you have a name that you like to be? What's your
I'm-
name?
I'm forbidden from telling you.
Could we call you something else?
Part of my predicament.
Is there something else that we could call you besides Madam Mom, or is it just Madam Mom that
You
we
can call me M.
Oh,
M? Hey,
like
M.
that.
Hey, M.
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 All right.
M.
M. M. M.
M.
M. M. M. M. M. M. M. M. M.
Okay.
Could we call you Mr. M?
Yes, I preferred.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
I'm sick of this mirror. Grab that one. The staff member puts this one up on the wall, grabs a different mirror off of the wall. Ah, much better. It's more of a square frame rather than an oval frame. Has
Does
a little
there-
bit more gold filigree on it.
Does their appearance change when they switch over to mirrors? Okay.
Nope. And you actually see them in the other mirror as well, waving goodbye at you as you walk past it.
Okay.
Both simultaneously.
Are you just in a room full of mirrors?
No, you're in a hallway, and every once in a while there's paintings on the wall.
No,
and
it's
a mirror on
I'm
the
asking
wall.
him. Are you just in a room full of mirrors?
No, I'm just in every reflective surface in this estate.
Can you see through them all at the same time?
Oh, yes.
Creepy.
Well, you must have a lot of stories to tell.
Yes, my only currency is information. Gossip.
What's the nastiest thing you ever saw?
Ooh.
How much time do you have?
That's up to you, really.
Yeah.
How many orifices do you have is what I should ask, actually, first.
That's an interesting question.
Are ears orifices?
Yes. Do you not? They're holes. Oh, goodness.
It's a little different from him. Forgive his anatomy.
I was about to say, I believe you are the scientist among the troop, if I'm not
It's only
mistaken.
you recognize the band?
How are you the brains behind this organization?
I wouldn't say I'm the brains. I would say that I just know around the body quite well, if you will.
Kinky. I originally asked the question because there's no way this individual just stumbled upon the things that Lady Marshall would be interested in.
You would be surprised. I
Oh,
just
so they're
keep
just
like
lucky.
leaning into Tammy.
Dumb
like,
luck.
well, not
This is going to be easier than I thought.
not dumb luck, but just like I guess dumb luck. But it's just between us. I
no,
just try
it's
to.
actually not. I'm already telling a bunch of other people.
Oh, wonderful.
But,
okay,
but
all
that-
right.
Like, welcome to Sarlun House Arenbach. You'll get used to it, or you won't.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Don't thank me, but do pay me an information, and maybe I won't, tell other people about the things that you tell me. So, and you realign back into one of the grand halls. What's the juiciest piece of information that you have that I could possibly use for a reason to be entertained over who knows how long?
My dick is blue.
Oh,
Noted.
But what's really interesting is that he's got
You
a
don't
secret.
know how valuable that information is.
But I mean, do you want to tell about the pre-published
The
novella?
PP published?
Oh yeah, my sexual exploits are being published into
Yes.
a novel.
Oh, I need a first draft immediately.
Well,
Please.
it's in the works
me
still.
on-
I'm still living my life.
I want early access. Please give me early access. Whatever you need, I will pay for it.
You mean like first draft kind of thing? Like what type of?
I want the copy where you kept in all the stuff you couldn't get past the editors.
I mean, that's between you and Merriman. I can't.
All right, can do that. Gonna cost you.
All right. Well, I don't have currency in probably the way you understand, but I do have a wealth of information. What do you want to know?
Let me think about that. I know where to find you.
Oh, indeed you do. And I always know where to find you, because I'm everywhere. But take your time, but hurry up.
I will say, if it gives you any I'm sorry, Tammy, but you are quite a specimen. So it's like just if it sweetens the pot a little bit to what you might sell, it's just graphic. The novel's gonna be amazing. They might
It's
make-
going to be a graphic novel.
Well, it could be turned into a
How
graphic novel. I know what
graphic
you
will
made
this
into the
novel
thing
be?
with what was his name again? Pickles Pockles? Yeah. Anyway.
Pickles in the pocket, is that what you said?
No, Pickles Poggle. Pickles Poggle.
Piggle Poggle.
I can't remember his name at the moment.
I
But,
need. You
it's
don't
a publisher
understand how
very
fed
far
I
east
feel
of here.
right now. I
Pickles in the Pocket is gonna be the name of the book, though.
Pickles in the pocket. I live the gold. I live. I die, and I'm here. I live. I die. I pickle in the pocket. The pickle pocket. I need right now. Yes. Do you have the first chapter? Do you have anything written now? Do you have a prologue, a first chapter, anything?
Well, I'm not writing it. I'm just selling
Oh,
the
you
rights.
have a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, but I mean, it is based off his own exploits.
Then a story for me. Got me so giddy like a schoolgirl.
I'll tell him the story of how I almost drowned having sex.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, that reminds me. That reminds me of a time when I was in the gel of the womb of the tree itself, being pleasured by several different concubines. And then I got interrupted by the worst news. Just so rude. Someone said, "Oh, well, the front lines are like not doing as well as I thought." I'm like, obviously I'm busy. You tell someone else who cares.
The front lines?
Yeah, something about the wars city.
There's so many.
Did you serve in war? In which war did you serve in?
Oh goodness, no, I had other people do that.
What what war was it? Like, there's been so many.
Oh no, the war.
Oh, the war. Okay, the war, like the
World
Ohio
War
State
One.
University. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good term for it. Yes, World War One, World War Premiere. Ooh, that's going to go in my autobiography.
Okay. Well, sorry it's interrupted a good time.
No, I love to hear about. So an orcish individual, yes? How is that? I've always wondered how bestial it might be.
Oh, what? Did you say?
An orcish individual down and under the water, yes?
Yes.
I always wondered how just like, I never was about the whole muscle mommy thing because I prefer to be in charge, but I did have a curiosity as to what it does feel like to be just at least voluntarily dominated. Would you like to elaborate just slightly on that?
We're continuing to walk this
Yes,
whole time.
yes.
Just so that we're clear.
You should try it sometime. Hey, you've been around for so
alas.
long, I'm surprised you haven't.
Well, unless someone would like to sit on my mirror. It's not much
You don't
I
have
can
any
do from
mirror?
this end.
Nobody comes into your mirror? Excuse me for... Pardon my phrasing.
How dare you make me break
Is
character.
there something that we could do to help you let them into your mirror, if you will?
Oh no, unfortunately the only person that cursed me into this mirror is the only person that can let me out of this mirror. As is such.
Who put you in the mirror?
It is part of the curse that I cannot tell you.
Can we play 20 questions, though, and, like, figure it out?
No, they thought of that.
Oh, really? Lame.
I
I just want to make sure you have a good
affirmative if you guess correctly.
You what? I'm
I
sorry?
cannot answer in the affirmative if you guess correctly.
Ah, that's unfortunate. I just
Once.
wanted to make sure that you had a good time, while you were in there. That's all.
I'm not. But this helps. Tell me more about your underwater almost dying through intercourse exploits. You have another. Tell me about another.
I'm gonna make one up.
Okay, roll deception
making
check.
love on top of a volcano that was erupting. Why not?
It's not too far off, I suppose,
And I'm gonna use like erupting volcano as like simile to yeah.
Yeah,
We can catch the drift.
Yeah. At least TJ catches
you know.
the drift. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, and then it released.
Man, 9.
It was warm.
It was warm.
It was warm and gooey.
9 on deception.
It was molten. 9 deception. Wouldn't that burn? That sounds like it would be. You said you ejaculated magma. That would kill you both, wouldn't it?
It's a metaphor.
Are you a god?
It's a metaphor.
Oh, I see. This is a fairy.
I'm not a writer. I'm just I'm just telling you the story. I'm trying to be though.
Yes. Well, don't make it your day job. If I don't mess with myself.
You know what? No, I'm not going to say it. It's all right.
Well, anyway, we're almost here. Would you prefer to rest before you meet with her luxuriousness, or would you rather just get it over with and pull the Band-Aid off?
think I'm ready.
I think I mean, are we well dressed enough for
I'm
meeting
past
such
ready.
an
I'm
you know?
finished. But please.
Just an Austin. I just want to make sure that we're receivable, anyway, in our current state.
Receivable?
Like, by her ladyship, making sure that following the protocol,
Oh.
learning and seeing everything about.
You plan to be... I see. I didn't realize it was that type of meeting. Do tell me details. She takes great pains to make sure there are no reflective surfaces in her audience chambers
Oh, that's unfortunate because I feel like you might enjoy a little bit of that.
Do go on about things that I have mulled and pained over for millennia.
Well, I mean, what if I kept my glasses on during that time? It is a reflective surface and could be a personal point of view.
Well, I might have to just maybe owe you a favor.
All right.
You know what? I'll tell you a little secret.
Okay.
But only one that you would like to know. Because I know too many. What do you want to know? Do hurry. We are on quite a timetable, if that means anything.
Is there anything that really pains Lady Ehrenbach so that I may use it in a kink for,
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That might make her like
Nice.
tremble and stuff, that kind of thing. Like, is there anything that
She has very fair skin. She doesn't like spending too much time in the daylight.
Okay.
So I can imagine just like wet wax from a candle, some form of that type of light. Very partial, of course. Be very careful. You don't want to anger her.
Procedural, just make sure it's
Gradual.
okay.
Increase it until she uses the safe word types of things. And I will do my best to just listen from right outside the door.
I mean, you don't have to.
You have your glasses on.
Indeed.
Do not disappoint me. I've been waiting to see her in pain for many years.
I will ensure to keep my glasses on. How about that, huh?
Yes, I love how we're whispering, even though I'm just a reflection in your person. Yes, I can't make that sound because I'm just a reflection.
I
but
know.
Click, click. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
I have to start
yes,
thinking
I'm
about that.
sorry. You have me all shined and bothered. But I shall allow you to continue that.
I have one question. If you're going to be in my glasses, though, during that time, can I
Sean,
see?
you're not allowed to be upset about my bad puns. No.
No, this is Tammy.
Oh, it's Tammy.
Just one quick question. I can't see you in my reflection, can I? Or no? Like, in my glasses, like, if I'm,
Of course you can.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know what I'd be expecting to see, if you will,
I
during that time.
cannot be present if I'm not visible.
All right. That's fine.
But I am visible. It is not my choice. Within every reflective surface, I am there.
Okay.
I may be small, but I am there.
All right. That's fine. I might
I
just
cannot
close my
hide
eye
myself.
if no offense, but I want you to have your privacy with what happens during that time, if that makes sense.
I
Because it's just one eye, of course.
have no control. I see everything through every reflective surfaces. I cannot turn away.
Very well. All right. So Tammy, you ready?
Yeah,
you see,
I'm
like
so excited.
the staff's eyes are like just like this whole time being like, what the fuck is happening? Like, does it seem like she's too like this is like too out of the ordinary? But it's just like I shouldn't be here for this type of like, what the fuck is happening? Wide eyes. We have arrived at one of her audience chambers. is there a name that I should introduce you? Like, I'm sure you all have a title, what of your roving band of misfits or miscreants or whatever you may be, of scientists, whatever your proper party name, perhaps, maybe?
We are the baker's dozen.
The baker's dozen. Do you prefer if I actually put in the echo? Do you want me to pseudo put in the echo? Or would you rather me use the space within itself and have your name come from every... Well, I can't because there are no reflective surfaces.
You can just say
Do you want me to
the
just say
baker's dozen.
baker's dozen?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
dozen a dozen times?
I mean, if
No,
you
that's
do a-
too many, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
A
would be
dozen?
good. No, that's
Dozen.
Then do you say just bakers?
dozen,
No.
dozen,
We're getting down
dozen.
the rabbit hole. I think we have to maybe how about the half dozen times? That you say dozen. I know
Half
that's
a
little-
baker's dozen, so 6.5.
Yeah.
Six
So then
and-
you say bakers
I
at the very end. Like
just trail off at the last does.
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, decrescendo.
Baker's dozen.
Exactly. Perfect. You've got it.
I like it. You're fun. Come back. If you survive. Welcoming as the doors fly open, the baker's dozen. As these wide, some type of metal, but old metal and wood doors, just banded doors, just band and hit the wall behind them, and you see this gorgeous red carpet that heads forward into these two massive staircases that go along that whole big mansion where the staircases come down at both sides, and there are big curves and before they meet the central runner, and there's this I don't want to say dais, but a step up to not a throne but a table where there are several different types of chairs that just kind of lounging. It's kind of a love seat that is there. And upon which you see this pale, pearlescent porcelain figure of a heart-faced and sharp cheekbones, jawed, hair slicked back in partially, but pushed up to become volumetric. There
She's
is
got a
a
beehive on, like.
there's not a bump, but there is a headband that then allows the hair to go free, where it just explodes into this absolutely fabulously not akin to a gravity or subject to it whatsoever, gorgeous, just floating, like as if it was in water type curls, just zero gravity. And they're very, very loose curls. It's more like waves than it is curls of dark, deep auburn.
Jealous.
To a type of and it appears to have like this iridescence of this lavender to it as well, and these piercing sapphire and emerald, as if you took a sapphire and emerald and you shattered them into shards and then assembled those shards into the form of a circle to form the iris of eyes, and her eyes are so oppressive with these amber and goldenrod pupils and these shards of emerald and sapphire irises that appear to just oppress, even as they just look at you, even if you're not looking back at them, as you step closer into it and the doors slam behind you. You still have your glasses on?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
it's
see in
just,
like the
it's,
corner
again,
of the
just
tiniest
monocle.
little one, you just hear like a click, a tiny little wink from Maramam, and then you just see the hands go.
And I'll just do a little tiny as I'm bowing or something
Yeah.
so that he sees that I see him too. Can I also during that little bow just do a little primeval awareness?
You may absolutely do primeval awareness. To also paint the picture of what's going on, the light in this chamber is filled with beautiful golden and silver chandeliers, or at least what looks like silver. You're not sure exactly what material. Chandeliers of waxen candles that are lit, candelabras on the side, sconces of. It's all candles. It's all candlelight. It's just candles throughout. Candles, 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 candles. There are tables on the edges of the room that are covered with red leather and velvet of just this gorgeous crimson everywhere. There are braziers that are not quite fire, but smoldering charcoals that appear to have what looks like tiny little, not imps, but little tiny fire dancing elementals in the heat of the flames that are only about like the size of your hand, that appear to be just dancing in. You're familiar with that, like the invisible space between like very, very hot coals and where something actually lights on fire that would be above it. So even though it's hot throughout, the actual flame only occurs maybe like an inch or two above the actual hot coals. It's where these tiny little dancing like fire elemental things appear to be on these braziers, of which there are 4 spread throughout, one between flanking this stepped up dais where this love seat is, and 2 others throughout the other part of the room, farther away from the steps that go up to another second floor where there are banisters of not stone but wood woven into stone, and that then go off into a bunch of other doors in another hallway. The individual laying on the love seat, which is so obviously Lady Ehrenbach in this beautiful frilled crimson. It is super sleek and tight-fitting that goes down to a deep, deep, deep V all the way to her navel before it then just explodes out to this Renaissance Baroque kind of like multi-layered frill dress. And she's just laying there. You do see off to the side there are several other individuals that appear to be well-armed, stoic, well-armored. You can't see their faces. Highly dangerous, highly large, and behind, walking from the shadows, looks like Lord Alberto Ehrenbach, a goatee, very Vlad Tepes style, pointed at the end that comes down. No mutton chops, just this goatee, and a deep, 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 deep brown, almost black. His hair slicked back again till it then explodes. Not as much as Lady Ehrenbach's, because hers appears to be just like floating in the air, 0 gravity style, a good like 3 to 6 feet out from her, depending on where it comes from. His appears to be just kind of like hovering in the air, just shoulder length, and has one braid that appears to come down that then attaches to a locket that goes around his neck that appears to be intertwined in this kind of beautiful, very like Bajoran earlobe to nose thing. I always hated that thing, but it's like instead it's like Jedi small braid that then goes into a pendant on his chest, and his deep chest goes down a little bit below his pectorals, and you see that kind of like bare, heavy hair chest going on there.
Surprising for an elf.
Yeah, very surprising. As you look at him, you also notice that this is really interesting. They both appear to be high elves in lineage. They're sharp ears and length. But yes, he has this hair. You also see a scoop, because you have the highest passive perception, and there's no way anybody else would notice that, is that underneath this deep forest of curly, dark brown hair are an immense amount of slashed-like scars that have healed over who knows how long. A voice fills the room as she says,
What happens with my primeval awareness?
that's correct. Undead. Hard undead.
Lots of undead.
Celestial.
Undead and celestial? Okay.
Fae. You said fiend as well?
There's aberration, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, undead.
Aberration, celestials, fae, fiend, and undead. You sense them all.
Okay.
You also know from
Yikes.
the Argent. You also know from the Argent Flame that Lady Masha likes to keep a menagerie.
Yeah.
So who knows what's and what is where. Because it doesn't tell you exactly where it is, it just tells you if it's in motion, right?
It's if they're present within a 1 mile radius.
Yeah. All of those are present within 1 mile radius.
Every one of those.
Every one of those.
Wow.
Aberrant, fey, fiend, celestial, undead. Anything else?
Elemental.
Elemental? Yes, the elementals are on the braziers.
Everything.
Everything is present. You know from the Argent Flame, from your discussions and with Misheni and your connection with...
That was the wrong twin.
That is so subjective, but fine.
But
Yes,
I am
sure.
Misheni.
Your connection with Trisheni,
Yeah.
from the Argent Flame, that yes, you are aware that Lady Masha has been known to keep a menagerie. So you don't know what this means. You sense everything.
Okay.
You don't know who is what, but everything is here. So you kind of get hit by a bunch. It's like when you walk into a room and the incense is just super strong. You kind of like pop your primal awareness and you quickly close it because you're just like, oh my god, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's... Go ahead.
I had just been bowing, winking an eye, and I'll like, yes, and I'll just mouth so that Scoop can see me. Be aware everything is here, basically.
Nicely done. So Masha is not allowed to see what's happened. Only a Scoop is able to read your lips, and a Scoop is aware that everything that she can sense, because you know how her ability works, Fae, Fiend, Celestial, Undead, all that, is here. You hear just kind of a voice. It almost, it's super creepy, because it acts like it starts from the walls and not from her voice and not from her mouth, but it echoes from the walls before it comes from her mouth, which is wild. As she says, I'm so glad you are able to make it.
Oh, it's so nice to finally meet you. I go in for a handshake.
You walk up the steps, like a good 30 feet up the steps.
Yeah, going in for a handshake.
You are intercepted by Lord Alberto, who comes in and just gives you a big old bear hug and squeezes you way too hard. And you
I like Alberto.
And you feel like your shoulders go, and your like elbows go, crick or snack. Like anything that has arthritis, any knuckles that you could crack, everything cracks. Any chiropractic shit that could crack right now is cracking.
Ooh, you're a good hugger.
And then he just like leans into your shoulder, into the nape of your neck, and just goes,
Whoa, man. What's going on with this guy?
he just says, welcome. Please, if you don't mind. Touch is reserved for only those that were allowed, but you may live vicariously through me if you so choose.
Well, sure then.
You're playing the Midwest mom so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great. I love it. I do want you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, though, Tammy.
Why?
At
another
disadvantage because you're in a...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. At disadvantage because you're in a grapple. You're fucking hugged in a bear hug.
I thought that was different.
Oh,
For this
5.
one, it's gotta be. Oh no! Okay, you do feel as he like reaches into your neck and says that thing. You do feel like something on your collarbone, like ow, itch, like you got like scratched by a thorn or something. And he leans back and just licks his lips and says, "Please, there are seats." And you'd look behind you, and
Eat me?
stone seats just come out of the floor from the cobblestones as the cobblestones raise and become seats. Nakano, I want you to roll an insight check for me, please.
Sure. $24.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, so here's the deal. You walked into this chamber and you said everything is wrong. Your hair is on end. Your spider limbs are like shaking and like stuttering. Everything here is wrong. There's something very, very wrong here. Wrong. everything is wrong, wrong, wrong. Like I can't emphasize it enough.
no.
Everything is wrong, wrong,
Spidey
wrong,
senses
wrong,
are
wrong.
activated.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's
no.
the natural course of death
I'm so
is
scared.
not happening here. Everything is wrong, wrong, wrong.
Let's
and
go.
not only that, you sensed when Alberto gave Tamrin a hug,
Yeah.
something about his life force was drained severely.
Me?
He doesn't. Yes. When
About whose
Alberto
life?
hugged Tamrin, something about Tamrin's life source was severely drained.
Did I
Wow.
feel that?
Nope.
Because little bites.
You feel like, and you
bite
feel
me?
like Alberto just become.
Fucked up, dude.
No, you didn't. He didn't bite you. You didn't feel that was not. He just spoke to you and then peeled
Yeah,
back. But you felt like a thorn of like a rose bush, kind of like scrape you. But you feel like something pulled like a bunch of stuff from you. Feel like just being in the presence of these individuals, not you, because it doesn't affect you in the same way because you have transformed into something that is beyond life and death, but all these other people that are here, you feel like slowly you can see in the air, they're the breath of the life in this chamber is not present, which knows to magic in its purest form is not capable in this chamber. Like magic itself in the atmosphere is not possible. And you see that the magic that is in all of these individuals that surround you, that are of your companions, is slowly being pulled through the air and towards these two very powerful, prominent individuals, like very hocus pocus, sucking the life out of style, that type of thing, but happening. You're the only one that apparently can see this. And because you can see the strands and the threads of life, and you see like the threads and the strands of their fate like fraying at the seams as they begin to get pulled tauter and tauter and tauter towards these individuals. And it feels so wrong. But you also feel the gaze of Masha that just is there, just looking in an arc around the area. And it is so oppressive, you almost feel like that sleep paralysis as well. What do you say or do in this moment? This is far too happy.
It's not even that happy. Like,
What do you say or do in this moment, Nakano?
To
Just
Tamrin?
anything. You could do nothing. I'm just wondering what your visceral reaction to this is.
I take a step back, think about what I saw. I want to tell everybody, but like not Alberto.
While everyone else steps forward, you see Nakano take a step back as her limbs collapse in, like back towards her, and she becomes like far more reserved. Nakano looks afraid. None of you know.
Never seen
the
Nakano
last-
afraid before.
no, that's a bad thing.
None of you have ever seen Nakano afraid before. And as you all look at her, there's probably the same type of dread as like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Probably falls upon the rest of you. Did you want to say something?
Me?
Or yeah, like it's just the same kind of dread probably falls on the rest of you as you see Akano afraid as she takes that. You've never seen her backpedal like that before. She takes one step back and her limbs come in, like her ears going back on a cat or a dog, and her tail between her legs. No one's ever seen her afraid before. The feeling is palpable, and the rest of you are like, oh fuck. And that's where we're gonna take our break. We'll be right back in a little bit, in a couple
I
of
knew that
minutes.
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stay
Shit.
tuned, guys. Stay safe out there. We'll be right
I am.
We're not safe. That's okay.
Hello and welcome back. All right, so we left off at, a lot of stuff happening, so much so that you are in the chamber of Lady Masha and Lord Arenbok. But Nakano has a pang of fear as she backpedals, which to all of you, like all of the hair raises on the back of your neck as you see Nakano backpedal, being like, oh shit, Death Warden is afraid of something. We're fucked. Like something is not okay. And Tamrin had felt that kind of scratch around his, like the nape of his neck near his collarbone.
So I want to get out of here as fast as possible, so I'm just going to kind of dive right in.
Okay.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm so honored that you called me here to look at my little whatever silly little lab notes here. I mean, it just means a lot to me that the head of the college would just like want to look at even just like somebody like me, like my thesis. It's like it's such a great college that even like the higher ups want to see just want to see what's going on, even with like some, I'm just digging up a couple bones here and there. It's like, nothing crazy, but anyway,
about
here
these bones that you've been digging up.
well, I found this long thin one that I'm not really sure. I think it might be from like a turtle or something. I show her that bone.
You show her a turtle bone?
Yeah, remember that like long bone I had?
Yeah.
Oh.
I found
mean
this
the-
bone too.
The
and I just,
dragon
like, show her
turtle bone?
one of my bones. Oh, maybe I might have dropped this one by accident on the dig site. I'm not really sure. I'll just show her some like rocks and some like and like maybe I don't know. But here, look at my thesis here. This has most of the information in it from what
like
I've been
pull out a
working
bunch of
so
papers
far.
and like crumpled and start to fall.
I've been
on the
trying
ground.
really
Like,
hard. Yeah.
sorry. You're like that crazy haired dude, like the world is ending, and you drop all your
Yeah.
papers and
Perfect.
nobody listens to, but you're like the person that's right.
Yeah.
That's the movie trope. Like if you look at page 76, you'll see. You pull all your stuff out, and she's just like nodding in like circles as she's looking at you, and Alberto just kind of keeps grabbing a bone as you keep handing him until he like has like just grabbing the bones. And you see him go like. The bones. And I'm gonna have you roll a wisdom saving throw as she makes full eye contact with you as you look up.
Yeah, one sec. Use Ties of Chaos.
Ooh.
Still bad. 13.
13.
No,
You-
don't look at their pupils. Cast auspicious warning. Add another D4 to it, dude.
Can you do magic in here? I thought we couldn't.
That's a good question.
15.
I need you to roll. If anybody's casting, Tides of Chaos is not.
That's an ability.
Yeah,
so
it's a little bit. It's magical, but it's like different. It's more of like temporal stuff. I think what I'm gonna have you do is that if you're casting a spell, what are the components? Vocal, somatic.
just vocal.
Just vocal. Okay, so you just like whisper, "Hey, don't look in her eyes.
Don't look at their pupils. Yeah.
Don't look in her pupils."
16.
I'm 16. Okay, so here's the deal. I want you to roll in this guy. Because I'm going to have you roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you can get the yes, Miss Shenny. I'm going to have you roll.
Wait, who's rolling? Say that again.
Macheni is rolling.
Oh, okay.
I'm handing off the Tower of Terrorzine to her because if she doesn't get this save, her spell doesn't go off. It's like you're basically rolling a concentration check for a spell that doesn't require concentration because spells are just that much harder to try to cast right here.
Still fizzle if I don't get
Wow.
the slot.
If you don't get it, then the spell will automatically be countered. Like you won't be able to pull the power from around the breath of life
it's
around
still,
you to be able to.
I cross out the spell slot, basically, though.
Yes, you would still expend it. Yeah,
Okay.
either way.
I don't get to roll in this very often, guys.
That was cool sounding.
It was very cool sounding, but it was very bad. It's a natural 1.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
So you say, "Don't look in her eyes," and he's like, "I can't help it."
Yeah.
She's fixing your hair because she wants you to look good now that you're married.
No, I am scratching his head before I take the last set out because I got one hand off.
Oh,
One
there
more.
you go.
Getting one more
Nice.
scratch.
She
Nice.
doing the whole like.
Yeah. No, because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
feels good, dude.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
nice. Gonna miss him.
Just get those claws.
That-
You hear someone like rip massive ass
Yeah.
in the room adjacent to you, and she just looks at Alberto and like nods her head, and he's like, "I'll take care of it," and goes and walks to the other room and then closes. Like, told you not to flatulate right when we're in the middle of a meeting.
Very silly.
You got to get one of those hand things that have all the little like the metal claws.
Oh, those are
inside
nice.
her.
I do have one of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're great.
I like
Yeah.
this. 13 though, then without the.
13. Okay, so 13. You like slowly fall to your knees with the oppressive weight of her just presence around you, and there is this moment of there's no point in trying to deceive this person, so I want you to roll a deception check at disadvantage here, as you're like basically doing a lie through a mission. You are on so I will let you know this, like you are under the status of being charmed.
She didn't ask anything.
No, she didn't cast anything. It's just an ability.
No,
like
she
when
didn't
stares
ask
at-
or anything. Or
Nope,
nor
she just looked at him.
Tamrin just started giving him stuff. There was no
Mhm,
lie.
Yeah. You don't have to
Lie
be
through
asked
a
a
mission.
question
Yeah, I'm
or
just
to
not-
lie. You just have to
it's
be
pretty
not
obvious
telling the
that-
truth.
Just to be
You
clear,
walk
we
up
do,
to someone and say, "I'm a police officer. I'm a police officer."
Just
Nobody
be
asked you you're a police officer, but you're still
super
lying.
clear. We do all have our weapons still, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
you are all armed.
I feel like this is really important, right?
What'd you get
So
for...
we'll find out.
Should I use an inspiration?
So what?
I'm gonna fail this if I don't.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Yeah.
Do I roll them both again?
You rolled it at no. You just roll an extra die.
I roll one more.
Yeah, you roll.
No, that doesn't make any sense. I'd still just take the lowest one then.
You rolled it at disadvantage, and you can choose
Choose the lowest
the
die.
highest one
Reroll.
you cannot take, but of the two lowest, you can take one of those.
I'm sorry.
So,
So you
They're both
rolled
low.
2 already.
Yeah.
You rolled 2. They're both low, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that doesn't make any sense.
Just roll the lowest one.
No,
No,
but
that
then
doesn't make any sense because
No?
that would suck.
If
Yeah, no,
it's-
roll them both. I don't care.
Roll 'em both
I'm
again,
done with
right?
this. Yeah, I don't want to spend any more time on that. Stupid.
Okay. Well, that's
it's better?
better by 3. What we say? Deception.
Mm-hmm.
11.
11. Okay. Okay. What comes out of your mouth as you're leaning before Masha Ehrenbach with an 11 deception? What do you think is worthy of an 11 deception?
Again, I just say I'm so grateful that you would call me here to look at my work.
She looks at you and you just kind of hear her voice echo in your head. Are you?
Well, to be honest, I'm a little intimidated.
Hmm. There are a few who aren't. Do you know why? Why I called you here?
Oh. Well, I assume that you like to kind of check in on your students, you know?
My students? No.
Well, this is your college, right? You fund the college.
No. This is the College of the Unearthed. It is from... It is for the University of Tulane. It is not for me. I fund certain things because I am a philanthropist.
Well, then you'd want to know how what your funding is going, right?
Well, I have no actual controlling interest in such things, but some requests are taken with heavier clout than others, and I requested that I should meet with you. Do you know why?
Not really, then.
Do you know what you found?
I'm still trying to figure it out. It's true.
That's true. According to my sources, you have found ruins of old elvish architecture far more east than any of our history would recommend they would be. So, something that cannot be and is, if we eliminate all the impossibilities, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Portals,
What
I
do you
bet, then.
Portals.
Yeah, you know, like, because how does one thing get from one place to another place? You know, like just a rift in space-time. I know it's possible because I used a teleportation circle to get here, so I know things can just kind of poof around, you know?
But this is not the transportation circles that you use to get here, is it?
I don't know. Could be. Still figuring it out.
But is it?
I don't know.
Roll deception
I'm
checks.
so fucking scared right now.
I know.
I'm so scared. At disadvantage?
Yeah, it's still a disadvantage, unfortunately, because you're still under the
So
the
scared.
charmed condition.
Oh, Jesus. Guys.
Nakano, what are you doing? Well, it looks
Why am I
like
rolling
you can
so
tell like
bad?
Tamrin is like definitely under the influence of something.
Yeah.
And looks like it's about to piss himself.
Yeah. I'm looking at him and just like making eye contact and just like talking with my eyes.
You're behind him, so I don't think you can make eye contact.
Never mind.
But
I rolled an 8.
But you could try if you want to like try to get closer to his like level line of sight to like around the area if you want. You'd have to move forward though.
Sure.
Can Nakano move forward?
I don't know.
She's still scared.
I'm still scared, but
It's up to you.
I'm gonna move.
Okay. You can try to like become somewhat level as you like go a little bit off in a diagonal to still like, you know, kind of just case the room, but try to catch his eye if you can at the corner of it.
Yeah.
I think, Tamrin, you do catch Nakano just like kind of looking scared, trying to catch your eye. You're like, you okay? You okay? He's like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. A scoop. I'm gonna get to your deception check in a second, but a scoop. I want you to roll an active perception check for me. I will say that you cannot get lower than your passive.
I did warn him about what was nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Does that add anything or no?
You get a plus 10 because that's your perception, right?
No.
Not mechanically. I was just wondering if like.
Oh,
if
you
had
mean
advantage
from the
because
warning? No.
I
This is just
warned
sight.
him.
This is
Yeah.
just sight.
I just warned him that there are other things going on, though. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
So he might be more apt to look for certain types of things.
Does that I don't have a +10. It's no, I got lower than my passive.
Okay, so it'll just be your passive then. In this situation, it would be impossible to get lower than your passive. So we'll just go with 20, I believe then.
Mhm.
I think what you notice is I'm going to leave this choice up to you. You become aware that there is something about Masha's eyes that appears very oppressive to the point where it is altering the psyche of those around them, making them more subservient, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
But you also notice in like the glimpse of a moment that something about her eyes changes. Like one of her eyes shifts from something that is not that eye to something else and then back. Kind of like a paler gray for a moment and then back. But for you to have any idea what this means, you would have to make eye contact with her. Do you make eye contact with her?
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I'll make eye
roll
contact.
wisdom saving throw for me then.
I am not smart.
But you are wise.
You are wise.
Oh, thank God. 16.
16. 16's just what you needed to pass.
Whoa.
Wait, why is it a deception check? Because I don't know how the ruins got there.
You were taught it was about the teleportation stuff.
But you
Because you
but,
do know about the well walls.
But he doesn't
No.
know. He didn't say anything about that. He said teleportation stuff. It was more like
They could have
happen.
gotten
I
there,
don't know
yeah,
how they got there.
you don't know.
So I was just speculating wildly and stupidly.
Yes, but you also like were in the ancient elven ruins where there were well walls. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, but
Like-
that's not how they got there, though, and I know that.
No, but you're doing a live omission. I mean, okay, I don't want to
No,
argue with you in this
I know,
situation.
but I don't know how they got there,
Convince
though.
me. Convince me. Convince me. Convince me.
No, that's it. I just said I don't know how they got there. I don't know.
So then, elaborate on me of what you would think, because we discussed this at length before. I mean, at one point, because on a lot of the places that you had seen the elven ruins, especially that one where a scoop had gone crazy, there was a well wall, and like some of the script that was there was like, oh, we knew the truth, they didn't tell us, blah 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 blah. Like, would that, if you were talking to another, let's say perchance another archaeological, educational, scientist individual, would that be something in, like, you know, as far as full disclosure and like science is based, would be that something that you would neglect to mention?
No, but she asked me how did they get there, and I said I don't know.
Okay. I will take that into consideration though.
Okay.
I think you're getting the idea that she still doesn't know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
she still doesn't know all the information.
Yeah.
She knows that you're not telling her everything, but that's pretty obvious. But she also is kind of in your head a little bit with the whole charm.
Yeah.
But you are succeeding as far as knowing that she doesn't know what it is that you're holding back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that seem a little bit more fair?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to make it feel like I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
imposing my will upon you in a certain way. But yeah. Okay. So, what did you get? You got 16. So that's just what you needed to pass a scoop. You feel that like, it's like that when you're out at the beach and that one like wave just kind of hits you really hard. You have to do your best to like stand up. It's like that. That's like forcing you to kneel down and become submissive. But you're just like, no, you're going to keep your neck up and your gaze up. And you notice this like, this flash from like, you can't tell if it's her left eye. You think it's her left eye that flashed out from that emerald and sapphire shard iris to a pale type of gray silver iris. And you've seen that eye before. You know that eye. That eye is like super familiar. Where's that eye from? Where's that eye from? Where's that eye from? And then it comes to you. That's Tammy's eyes. Like her eye quickly turned into an eye, the eye of Tammy for like a split second.
Oh,
That, man, that's crazy.
that's why you got.
What?
I'm just thinking when he lost like a little bit of. What was
Oh
it?
yeah, she's like taking
taking something of you.
That's what you notice. You also notice that the shape of her pupil changes to be that more of that kind of Drakash sliver in that moment before it like quickly fades back. And you feel as you're looking, like while you're forcing yourself to make eye contact with her, you like feel the pulse in your temples and the heartbeat in your body. Like each moment you're maintaining eye contact is effort. And you are familiar with what like power is. This is intense.
How far away are we from the door?
I'll say somewhere between like 40 to 50 feet from the door, and you're about like 30 feet from Masha.
Okay.
The door is closed, but there are other doors in this chamber. Just the door that you came from appears to be like the one that was directly across from the Shea Lounge, as it were, the love seat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna mimic Machete and just keep an eye on her.
Okay.
All right.
You guys are like, what have we gotten ourselves into? Or you're just trying to be hyper vigilant. You got it. Masha then quietly...
How far away from the closest door, you said?
The closest door... The closest door is the door you came from.
Okay.
But it also looks like the most reinforced and difficult door to get through if you would have tried to force yourself through. There are some less, like, those were double doors. There are other doors on like the left and the right side of you, and it looks like there are a few up on the second floor where the stairwells would go up to, across the banister. All of those look like single doors, still banded, but far more opulent. I wouldn't say far more opulent, but just more genteel. Those look like they could be 50 feet from you. At least the ones on your left and right, because you're like in the center of the room.
Sure.
So it'd be like a hall that's more wide than it is long.
Okay.
And it goes up. So there is a moment as she taps her fingernails like along, and they're like sharp and red, along the wood of the arm of the love seat. As she stares at you again. And far be it from me to not know of everything that you are able to find, for it could help all of us. But I am interested. Was there anything else?
Well, here, this is why I brought you the thesis. I thought maybe you could look at it and offer your thoughts.
I'm moving
The
slowly.
thesis that I offered, that I rolled a 23 on, by the way, for
Sure.
deception.
Yes.
As a reminder.
And I'm moving just slowly away from everybody else, like just 10 feet is my max. Like I'm going so that I'm only 40 feet from the door.
You're doing that like you're making it look like you're impatiently pacing.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
exactly.
I got you. Yeah, I totally understand. Yes,
While
absolutely.
Tammy's doing this. Yeah.
Left or right side?
Right.
Okay. So Nakano's on the left then, and you're on the right, and the scoop's like right behind Tammy, which is probably why he was able to look over the shoulder and see her eye so very clearly.
Formation, yo.
Yeah, you're a bit spread out though because Tammy went forward quite a bit. You present your thesis. Lord Ehrenbach picks it up and begins to organize it and collate it and shuffle it and flip through it and kind of look at her, and it appears to like move his mouth like the tiniest little imperceptible movements that she apparently is able to understand like very, very fast.
If it's Elvish, I can read what they're saying. I read lips.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm gonna let you roll a insight check for this because they definitely are doing reading lips right now, but it's so fucking like the Flash fast. It's so fast. It's way too fast. Nobody can speak this fast. But yeah, I'll let you roll an insight check.
18.
Yes. 18. You're getting I'd say you get the gist of what they're saying. Like, he is doing your best to like give the synopsis of your notes to Lady Masha, and Lady Masha just kind of side eyeing it, not willing to touch any of this stuff though. Lord Ehrenbach looks like he's saying it partially verbatim, but not entirely, like almost verbatim, like really, really close. He is keeping out any duplicitous, like I'm sorry, not duplicitous, any duplications of speech. Like if you say the same thing over again, he's just skipping past it because you said the same thing over like 20 times, a couple times, just a different. A
lot of like therefores. And
yeah. Very like 5-point essay. I need this to be 2,000 words. Yeah, absolutely. And so they're skipping past a bunch of that stuff, but you're getting all the information. Tammy did, and you're realizing like, holy shit, Tammy did a really good job with this. There's not a single lie in it, and there's a lot of truth is saying like, I don't really know. Who knows? Who could possibly know? Only the gods could know this type of thing. But like, it is lost to time. Only the sands of the great dunes could ever perceive the possibilities of what is going on here. And like, there's a lot of pedantic, platitudic, like historical stuff like that. But there are like little nuggets of like, ooh, this could be interesting, but they are not elaborated upon. There is one thing, however, you do notice. There's commentary at the very end that Lord Ehrenbach, all this happens over the course of like 6 seconds. He summarizes your entire thesis in like 6 seconds because he's moving his mouth so fucking fast.
That's why Lady Ehrenbach's with him.
I feel called out. But the shit, now I can't focus. God damn it. Why you do that to me? Now I fully can't focus. Completely lost my train of thought. But he puts his own commentary on the very end of his speech with her. And it sounds like he says something like, he's an idiot.
Awesome.
He's an idiot, but something doesn't seem right.
Less awesome.
She kind of shrugs it off and says, and a scoop, you notice her say something back. The gist of it, it's very, very short. You aren't able to catch all of it, but something about like next one, try the next one. We'll try the next one, maybe. But the word one is in Elvish, but it doesn't mean like the next one as in like the next person. It's a little lost in translation. You're a little bit more familiar because you speak Orvis. The one means like the next, like it's referring to this specific individual. like this word in Elvish means like this is meant for this word specifically meant for this individual. And the way it's phrased, it's a little confusing to you because you're saying like, we'll try the next version of this individual.
Big Boba.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And that's what you get from that. There's a moment where she finally like kind of sits up and stretches for a moment. And she grabs on with a tenuous grip onto her love seat before she finally sits up and stands partially. I would appreciate for you to submit any samples that you have of your travels and your studies to the College of the Unearthed. It is something that I find great interest in. And
Well, gee, thanks.
you're welcome. And if these things are viewed as a viable cause for more investigation, I would be happy to admit more of my funding in order for these types of things to find a fruition of understanding.
Well, thank you. I like funding. I'm only human, or maybe not human, but
Molly.
You said you are only human.
I just, it's a phrase.
Roll deception check.
He's not
No,
human.
I'm just,
I know
I'm
you're
only
not-
human.
I know you're not human, but that was a fucking Freudian slip. Roll something.
But I also have never been human.
No.
And also, is she weirded out by the fact that he's
Absolutely not.
Also,
Absolutely
am
not.
I still
Yeah,
a
with that
charm?
insight check, a scoop, neither of these people are at all surprised of Tamrin's form. Not at all.
Am I still charmed?
Yes. You're charmed until you leave her presence.
Ha! Shit.
I'm upset, but also happy about.
Yeah, me too.
At the
I mean,
same time.
this seems like a relatively benign deception check. So
Yeah. She's like, you say, I'm only human. I mean, Drakash. And she's like, why do you say that?
it's an idiom. Never heard that before. I'm only human. Just a tough crowd.
I can't. I'm trying to be so serious and I fucking can't. Midwestern Sean is absolutely destroying my composure. She's stuck on this. She's like, why did you say you're only? What does that mean? She's like sensing there's some sort of Freudian thing because she's in your head. She's sensing
Yeah.
there's something to this. What does that mean?
It's
And you
possible
see her,
that
like,
in another
step-
dimension there's a human being that's maybe controlling me. That's something that I dream about sometimes.
In another dimension. You don't
Mhm.
say. And she takes 2 steps. And she's in these jet black with crimson highlights, short stiletto heels that she goes down the steps towards you.
If I may, Lady Ehrenbach, haven't we all played that game before where we have thought about who could be possibly behind us, yes?
The puppet master. So
The
to
puppet
speak,
master in another
Roll
dimension.
persuasion check.
in a world of just pure human beings
Right. You never know.
with little doggies and orange sweaters. And...
I need a nut talk.
This is Ramsey right there with an orange.
yeah,
shirt
he's
right
staring at me.
19.
Ooh,
19.
Shit. Is that not a 20?
No, it was a 19 on the die because I have
Oh.
0 to my charisma.
Oh, -1.
Yeah.
She glances at you. And you see both of her eyes turn to this shadowy, pale gray silver that's just like Tamrin's. And in that moment, she looks away before they turn back to the green and blue, and you don't feel the same oppressiveness when she looked at you with those other eyes. You feel something different, but you don't feel the same oppressiveness.
Do
She
I-
shrugs.
Do I recognize anything, given my Imogen training? with why that could possibly be.
They look
that way.
exactly like Tammy's eyes.
Yeah, but like why?
As far as like, I mean, if given your animagen knowledge, I mean, it's possible to transplant eyes. I mean, that's.
But for them to be able to transmute so quickly.
Oh, you mean them to like? Ooh, that's a very good question. Ooh, roll an Arcana check.
It's a 9.
9. If this is animagen stuff, it's beyond you.
Okay.
It's also a bit like, oh man, I wish I could do that. Like,
I could switch the color of my eyes from one to the other. This would be great.
they
Do I
shrug.
notice my
as
eyes
they-
at all?
Nah, you're charmed, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They shrug. They seem to take count to what you say and be like, yeah, that could be a possibility. You're right. It could be very well a possibility. There's also, this is an extremely intelligent individual that has been around for a very, very long time. They're not one to be like a Skyrim guard where you like hit them and then like hide behind the corner, like right behind them, and been like, must have been the wind, and then go back to like guarding. They're they're the type of person who's been like, what did you mean by that? No. I'm not gonna stop pushing until I find what I want.
Really didn't mean anything by it.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Does she turn her gaze away from me after doing
She
that?
does.
I'll just continue to pretend that I'm pacing
Sure.
closer to the door.
She does appear to be. She's not now hyper fixated on that fact of that mention that you said, like of that whole thing about like, oh, I'm only human. Now she's just constantly curious about everything that appears to come out of all of your mouths. She's like, what do you mean by that? She's playing therapist. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What's the origin of that phrase? She's severe. You're getting the sense that she is data mining hard, and she's very good at it. She stops at the third step near you when she's only maybe 1.5 feet from you. Just barely out of arm's reach. I do hope this is not too intimidating for you, but I am a very busy individual, and it is important for me to be able to understand where efforts are expended and intended, and I have a penchant for history. Tell me, as she turns around and starts to head back up, and she looks over her shoulder, are you familiar with someone known as the Watcher?
What was it again?
The Watcher?
The Watcher.
No, but he seems like a nice fella.
Roll
I
deception
hate your Midwest mom.
I
I love it and I hate it. I love it and I hate
I
it.
don't think, does Tammy know what the Watcher is? I don't think he really
Yeah.
does.
Two things. If you guys remember, Noel, do you want to take this one?
Nope, go ahead.
No, please take this one because it's important.
I thought Noelle is remembering currently that the Watcher is the... No, that's a Seeker that I'm thinking of. The Watcher is something else.
Isn't that the Salty Mystic?
Mm-hmm.
The Seeker met the Salty Mystic.
Yeah.
Oh, the Salty Mystic is the Watcher. Is
And
that
said
right?
Watcher, and
Yep.
the Watcher met the Seeker and said,
Seeker.
Seeker.
Yeah.
And you were all present during that conversation.
Can I revise that and not say anything?
You can just look stupid if you want to look
Yeah.
stupid.
I mean, he's doing a real good job of that.
Yeah.
You know, he's really leaning in.
Here's the deal. If you don't want to
This
say
is not
anything,
too hard for me.
I'll
I
like
this
give you
character.
advantage on the deception check. We'll just make it a flat roll, just to be like make it look like.
I mean, he's been doing the whole Midwest nice thing
Yeah,
the
you're like,
entire time.
You got any
so-
ranch?
I kind of wish this was my character. So,
Go ahead and roll a flat deception check for me.
I keep rolling
Also-
sixes. I'm so sick of these.
You need
I
to
need-
throw that dice at me.
I also need a
No,
scoop,
but it's the one that says crit or
a
shit.
Nakano, and Masheni to roll a deception check as well,
Oh no.
as she looks at all of you.
11 though.
Oh God. That
11. You're like,
It says fuck me.
oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Lucky.
She knows
What's
we know who the
machete
Watcher
roll?
is anyway, though, right?
8.
8.
A scoop.
She wouldn't have said that if she didn't know that we
What was
know who
it
the
again? Sorry.
Watcher is.
It was a deception check.
Yeah, but Sean's point.
He bounced. See what it is.
Oh.
I got a 7.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
guys. All right, so I want to hand the story telling and the narrative space over to Nakano for a moment, because Nakano,
Yeah.
immediately realizing what she's referring to, and perhaps a bit of panic setting in, what is Nakano's instinct when she senses danger and panic? What does she do?
Laughing.
You start laughing.
I just start laughing and just being awkward with
Yeah.
maybe my limbs.
Any
some-
weapons if you sense danger?
I am very stealthy though, so maybe that's not noticeable.
Okay,
But-
but so, okay,
because
so
I'm ner-
you do like have
I
a
am
hand
nerv-
on one of your
I'm
weapons or something?
nervous. Yeah, nervously laughing with just fidgeting.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check. I will say.
Okay.
I'll say this is at disadvantage because you go like aha, aha, ha, ha, aha, ha, ha.
I'm so scared.
Very good reason.
This is the scariest session we've had so far.
What check is this? Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand at disadvantage because because you're laughing so loud, you're drawing a lot of attention to yourself. But you're also trying to be like, but I really want my sword in my hand right now.
9.
Oh my god. Guys,
Das ist nicht gut, yeah?
you said you were still moving, right?
Yeah. Well, sorry.
No, Nakano was probably still backpedaling a little bit, but
Yep.
Masheni was also moving as well.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you were either going back towards the door we came from or the other door. I don't know what you think, but I'm moving towards
I'd like
the
to
right
also
door.
go towards the door.
right? You want to? You're charmed, my dude.
Well, it's time to. The conversation was winding down anyway, no?
As long as you're in her presence, you are
right.
charmed.
Bone up on what charmed means.
It pretty much means like you view the person who has charmed you as a very friendly acquaintance, and
Oh.
you take what they say to you with like you say like, "Oh yeah, that sounds right," and you want to give them with the utmost respect. But if they ever
That
become
works out 'cause that's
hostile
kind of what
to
I was
you-
trying to do anyway.
Yeah, but but if they ever come hostile to you, it gets a little confusing.
Can I, as I had been moving, use my action? Because it's been a little bit
Sure.
to detect any sort of portal that's within a mile. It's an ability.
Is it just if there's the presence of a portal?
Distance and direction. Yeah.
I want you to roll an intelligence saving throw when you do so.
It's an ability, though.
I know it
wanna-
is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
Okay. I don't think I can do it to myself, unfortunately. No, I mean, I could. Can I do an auspicious warning to myself?
You can, but you'll have to roll the con save again. Cause magic.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Sean's, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Not worth it. Con save was 18, but then
That's good. You're good.
But
You
then
keep
it
the spell goes
only
off.
added 1, so my totality for
Intelligence save.
an intelligence save was 12.
Can I do the what's it
Bend
called
luck?
now? No, hold on a second, I forget the name of it. My new cantrip, exceptional wit.
Ah,
You can. Yeah, what are the components?
Visual and somatic, and a touch.
You got to touch Macheni, and she is like 30 feet away.
Well,
You
yeah.
have to run over to her, and that's quite the move. And I don't think you know what's happening with her right now.
Yeah, okay.
This isn't. I don't think you know that she's like trying to sense portals. She's like, I'm sensing portals, everybody.
It's also for a check, not
Come
a
touch
save.
me.
It also says
Yeah.
check, not
Okay.
save.
Yeah, sorry.
it's okay. I appreciate.
So 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't pass out.
No, not for the con save against the magic. It was just
This is the intelligence save, yes.
yeah.
So you don't pass out
Okay.
from the absolute
always good.
overwhelming influx of the amount of portal energy you sense in this moment. You have never felt so many and how powerful they are all at one moment, all gathered in one place. You feel the screams and the screams of laughter, joy, and terror from multi different realms, universes, parallel dimensions, everything from a vast array of network of portals that appear to be in the vicinity area. As you open your conscious to it, you hear yourself, versions of yourself that died within the Well-Wall continuum, versions of your sister that died within the Well-Wall continuum that just appear to be shredded asunder among it. And you hear them all at the same time, and your mind is almost rended from your body as you do so. And you don't pass out, but you are hit like a ton of bricks with this. There are an ungodly amount of... Now, the way you understand portals, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing, but there are an ungodly amount of ways and essences and things that exist in other timelines and other portals that are here. There is a lot of them. There's a lot of strands that connect you to something else that are here. And it is overwhelming how much you sense.
Okay.
And you probably like stumble for a moment as it hits you, and you like quickly close your mind, but you don't pass out.
But I know that pretty much any direction that I go or whatnot, I might be able to find something.
Could.
And
I'm gonna roll now. I need to test the Tower of Terrazine to me review, because I need
Okay.
to roll to see if Lady or Lord notice your stumble here.
And
See
one
if they know
other,
what that
like,
means.
and the other thing with that too is, of course, I know the direction, and if I'm within 500 feet of one of them,
They're all below you.
am I within 500 feet?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's important.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is a big roll, guys. Here we go. It's a 17 on the die.
Reroll it. I'm using a GM inspiration.
Gonna use a world inspiration. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
That's an 8 on the die. Plus 8. That's a 16.
Use my reaction.
Why don't you? What's your stealth? What's your stealth bonus?
+8. Well, actually, no. It'd be +9.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check. If you can, I'm gonna pass this back to you. If you can beat a 16,
Then you get up. You get up
Yes,
out of your
that's true,
seat.
yes.
Okay.
Wasn't
like,
the first one already?
That's fair. That's very fair.
I'm confused.
I love you.
I wish we could teleport this Tower of Terrorzine
I
over
know
your
it's
way.
getting used
Yeah.
way too much today.
So I'm gonna roll it on the flat surface, but I am rolling it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Do whatever you like. It's fine.
19.
19. That beats. a
Actually,
16.
no, it would be even more than that. Yeah,
27.
it'd be dirty 20.
Cool.
Oh.
So you beat a 16. So you like stumble, but you feel that like as you like kind of grab your head and grab your heart for a moment as you try to
It's too
stabilize
much.
yourself from all of like the torment and joy and just from multiple, who knows, somebody just multidimensional, multi-realm, multi-timeline, you don't know, just hits you like a poof all at once. And there's a moment where you get yourself up and Lord Alberto glances at you for a moment, is curious, and then turns back. Oh, this is a little odd. That's not what was supposed to happen.
But I do know
This is not
where an escape route is that's basically what I was trying to do. And since way too many at the same
It's
time.
not right. I wonder why it's doing that. That's all right. What's up? Oh, is that Ramsey?
Yeah, we're just telling him to go because he's being creepy.
You say that to Masha. Go. You're being creepy. Go. I banished thee.
All right, but I
I
still
have creepy music. I'm just gonna play the creepy
I
music.
still know where the closest one might be that I could possibly utilize.
With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
DJ.
Are you being creepy?
Yeah, that's the creepy music that's playing right now. So yes, you also don't see an avenue to get there for this moment.
We'll
Like you
find
don't
a
see
way.
a way straight down.
No.
Like, it feels straight down.
Okay.
I think the last thing that a Scoop hears before the next thing that happens is what sounds like which sounds like a stylophone echoing in the area of this kind of chamber. And you check and you like look at your stylophone. It's not your stylophone. It's definitely not your stylophone. There's another sound that seems to be echoing from here.
Is it just omnidirectional? Like you can tell?
It would be. It'd be really hard to tell the direction it's coming from just because of how.
I like
echoes
to
in the
test
back
that
of your
really
system.
hard where the direction's coming from.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Absolutely sure.
Stupid things. Definitely don't know where it is. A 2. Well, it's plus whatever my perception is.
Yeah, like 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's coming from everywhere, and you do see Lord and Lady glance at each other, eyebrows raised as they hear it as well. It appears that we are needed elsewhere at the moment. Please make yourself at home. We shall have,
We'd love to get back to our studies, but
of course.
I'm not very strong, and I.
Unfortunately, the current transportation has been booked for the rest of the day, so make yourself comfortable, and we may need to call on you later for after we have perused your notes. As long as it is not as of an inconvenience to you.
No, we just want to go home. You know, none of us have ever been this far from home.
This is even pretty far west for me, you know? So,
This is probably the furthest I've been.
It can be difficult to be so far from family and loved ones, but it is important. For I am sure you understand, because you are one who is engaged in such this career.
Well,
that
I guess.
history is always in the making, and that there are often times where we must make personal sacrifices for the greater good.
Personal sacrifices, yes.
I am making my personal sacrifice for my very precious time to be with you right now. And I ask that, please, you do the same.
Well, when can we get back home?
Oh, I would not dare to dream to keep you from what it is you need to take care of. But perhaps if you wouldn't mind explaining to our more physician apt member of our esoteric dominion here the nature of some of the samples that you had collected, I would very much appreciate it.
Can you say that a little louder? You were whispering a little bit there, Masha. You have such a low, sultry, whispery voice.
You gotta eat your mic. Eat your mic as Lady Masha. Eat it.
Here we go.
There you go.
If you wouldn't mind explaining some more of the anatomical and scientific specifications of some of the samples that you have collected to our more scientifically adept members of our esoteric dominion here, I would very much appreciate it.
Huh?
That tracks. I would like you to talk to one of our scientists about what your samples.
Oh, sure. The bone? I was actually curious about that myself.
Yes, the bones.
No, the bone. The pointy one? I don't know much about it. I just basically have had that my whole life. But I feel like it might tie in somehow.
There will be an individual to come retrieve you once you have settled in. Is that agreeable?
Yeah. Wait, didn't I give that pointy bone to somebody?
Maybe. Who?
You gave us many bones.
Yeah.
I'm giving these many bones back to you. Because
Thank you.
I do not want to hold these dirty bones.
Should there be a proper address to this person that you're sending us to?
I don't. I'm afraid that is all the time that I have for today. I want to say to you, Misheni, you see Marimam in your glasses be like, ooh, do their best to quack quietly. I know exactly who she's talking about, and I know exactly what you need to do. Quickly, take a moment, and if you have any perfume or any type of smelling salts or any incense of it, like, rub it all over yourself real quick right now.
Okay.
It'll be hilarious.
I'll still trust this guy for a little bit, because at the end of the day, I could just be perfuming myself, you know?
Sure.
Weird.
I know. Okay, I am going to take out.
Better decide quickly.
I know. I'm just reading through my shit. I've got a lot of vials, dude. Got
Is there
so
no
many
end
vials.
to the bottom of that purse? Just pick something out. Are there not pockets?
No, pockets are for losers. You need vials of things, really. I'm gonna take out a little piece of the sandweed from the bottom of the ocean floor and just, from one of my vials, and
I don't have a sense of smell, but that looks really cool.
it came from the bottom of the ocean.
Awesome.
It's cool. Yeah.
Good luck.
And
I would say out skis, but I'm stuck here.
interesting, because you can move throughout all the wind.
I am there all the time, on all of them. All the time. I don't have a choice.
Okay. Hopefully today was at least illuminating.
It was illuminating. In more ways than one. I mean, we talked about kink and everything else. And you just kind of become, like, bugged by the conversation as he yammers on, as the rest of everything goes on. She continues to walk back to her love seat as she sits down and turns around and breathe in deeply. And then you see her scrunch her nose for a moment. Pardon me. Allergies. And the double doors open, and there's a staff member that appears with Miramar in a different type of mirror this time. This one looks like a vanity, like a mini vanity, as though it would be attached to a compact, but it's been like torn off of a compact, and it's just being held right here at the sternum. And like, please follow them, and they will lead you to the guest services. I do hope that you are able to slumber well.
Take a bow. Rejoin with the rest of the companions.
Lord Ehrenbach then approaches Lady Masha and blocks her view of all of you. Tamrin, you are no longer charmed, and they appear to be discussing among themselves. What are you guys doing?
Leaving?
Should we follow him?
Do you guys want to leave?
Let's follow Mirrorman?
Mm-hmm.
What's
I'll
up
say as
with
a baby. Come back anytime. I mean, you're welcome to come to see me. I mean, it's nice to meet you.
You don't get a response. And then you just, as you like back up and turn around, you just see Nakana look at you like, from like laughing, doing this fake laugh. She still has like her big Ibkest fangs, like, this like hide the pain Harold look like, and like there's still like some partial echoes of her laugh still echoing throughout the chamber. As she finally like turns around, you see very obviously like two of her spider limbs and one of her hands are on her weapons. Like she's like looks like she's like about to laugh and cry, but also about to like stab a bitch at the same time.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, for sure. What
You guys rolled so fucking well. So you guys are so fucking lucky.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know. I feel like I rolled some pretty bad deception checks.
Yeah, you fell down real close, and then
Yeah.
you guys used some world inspirations to pull yourself back up, and it was woo! Things could have gone very differently. You guys sally out and follow Miramam without further ado, and just like a little bit of chatting. Miramam does not chat actually throughout this. They just silently lead you towards a guest room that.
I would,
Sure.
as we're walking.
Sure.
Was the extra scrunch what you were looking for from her nose? Just a little funny thing?
Oh yes, that's wonderful.
Oh, yes,
that
it's
means she
wonderful.
won't know who you are anymore.
Well, thank you.
Usually, every time she meets someone, she's able to snuff them out and always be aware of their whereabouts. And if she's not, she depends on me. But I find this thrilling, so I might make her work for it, bitch.
Maybe I'll leave a little extra samples for the next person that's here, so they can do the same.
I have a drawer.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have a drawer full of drawers.
Interesting. Little pocket
This is the
drawers.
court. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Everybody fucks everybody.
it's just,
On that note, if you're interested, there are those that, from your look, actually, it doesn't seem like you're interested.
Oh, no, I'm curious.
Rude.
Sorry. My facial expressions don't always match. I'm waiting to see where you take this.
Why don't you rest first, and then we'll talk tomorrow.
Am I looking mangy or something? Like, that's a little bit offensive if that's the case. It's a seaweed. I get it.
There
It's
are
fine.
certain standards here.
It's a
Let's say
seaweed.
a standard of excellence.
All right, that's fine.
Anyway, here is your wing. You may use any of the rooms here as you wish. There are 5 guest rooms. You may use one each and have one for your whatever, the collective, or you can do whatever you like. I have stopped caring. I will always be there, though. Every room has several mirrors. Sorry, not sorry. Take me away, as they say to the staff member. The staff member then turns around and walks away and around the corner.
Okay. So that was fun. I don't know about you guys, but I stink of seaweed. So, like, I might take a bath. Do you guys want to freshen up a little bit? And I start blocking off all the mirrors in the nearest restroom that I can, and I take off my glasses and leave them outside the door.
Okay,
As
cool.
well.
All of the rooms have like the claw tooth tub in the room. There's not like a bathroom separate
Okay.
from the room. Like it's all because it's old medieval stuff,
Sure.
right? So it's all
So-
it's all in the bedroom.
So in my room, if we call it that.
Sure. Are
then.
you trying to like fog up all the?
Fog up the mirrors, but more so
Yeah.
like leave cloths over the mirrors, and I leave my glasses outside of.
Cool.
And him.
All of the rooms have what looks like a vanity mirror that it stretches the length of one entire side of the room, kind of like a dance hall mirror. But there is a dresser that also expands the depths of the room, and it's just like from the waist high up and expands like the whole wall. So you can take some time to cover it if you like, but you're gonna have to like use all the sheets in the room to do so.
Blow out all the candles instead.
Okay, you blow out all
Once
the candles.
if people are in there.
Yeah, you guys want to all be in the same room?
Yeah, I'm scared.
I mean, I could use fog cloud.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, let's do both.
So you make like hot water and you pour it into the tub, and then as the fog comes out, a scoop just like stealthily casts fog cloud to make the fog like more and the steam more and more and more to make it look like it was just happening naturally. And yeah, you're obscured.
And then Druid cantrip. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What's his limitations on the reflections? Because fog cloud is.
I mean, I can still hear you.
I mean, like,
That's not the first time.
there's spherical balls are reflective.
I mean, I'm afraid to talk about anything important
That's what
here.
fog
Just
is.
like as long as we're like anywhere near her or in her house at all,
Mhm.
I don't want to. Like, I'm afraid to say
Welcome
anything.
to the
at all.
Ehrenbach estate, my friends.
I'm not about to discuss anything here. Like, I'm scared.
I'll make you a deal like I made you before. If you give me juicy information, I will keep yours secret.
Nakano, you can see in the dark, correct?
Yeah.
Thing.
If just suggesting, maybe we just write down something that Nakano can interpret.
Ooh, nice move.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe whisper in our ear if that's yeah.
Good idea.
So yeah. So we'll write down in the dark.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, you have to get rid of the fog cloud because she can't see through the fog cloud, even if it's dark. If you want to make it pitch black in here, you can. Nobody will see except for the people that have dark vision. Elves have dark vision. The person inside the mirror is an elf. But if you want to fog cloud, so do you know what I'm saying?
What languages do you
Fog
speak?
cloud, the mirror section.
We
There
just put a sheet over it. Let's just do that. We can put a couple sheets.
You can, yeah, if you
Do
want
it.
to. So there are 3 mirrors. There's one vanity, there's one full whole wall length mirror, and then there appears to be one above the fireplace.
Don't our eyes reflect? That's how we see. Like, it reflects light.
Not if there's no light.
Eyes do not reflect light. They absorb light. Oh my goodness. Your eyes aren't like headlights. Goodness gracious.
He is like a cow in the headlights sometimes, though.
Oh. Fuck, I couldn't hold it.
Sorry. I mean, I'm one to talk. I mean, my eyes are like dogs, you know.
It's not my choice. I could turn around. I could make it look like I turned around, but I have to see everything. So, just how it works. I get to see and hear everything. You can
That's
cover
awful.
me.
That sucks, dude.
Oh,
That
don't
sounds
get me
awful.
started. It's the worst. But sometimes it's pretty great,
Sure.
you know. I'm in a
When
lot of
we
bad
cover the
rooms.
mirror, can you still see us?
No.
Oh.
Is he lying?
Roll an insight check.
15?
With a 15, you get the idea that this is one of the very few things he has been truthful about.
Okay.
So then he's not going to keep our secret.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid to discuss anything here. Tammy's just going to stay in character the whole time.
You know, I just would like to get home if we can.
Me too, boy. I sure do miss my home.
You know the way back, yeah?
Well, I know we can use the teleportation circle again, but not today.
Yeah.
Nakano, would you roll an insight check for me, please?
$23.
23. Oh, god damn, hell yeah. You, being a being that is that has one step in the foot in the grave and ushers others unto the great beyond, are very familiar with what the reflections mean when it comes to the soul. They are the windows to the soul, just like the eyes are. The reflections are often windows to the soul. But a shattered reflection is unable to show you the truth. And it occurs to you, if I break the mirrors here, they can't be here anymore. If at the very least I take the shards and put them away somewhere, then I'd be extra safe. But if I break these mirrors, you're also a person to be like, nah, fuck it, I'll break that thing. I'll rob that thing. I'll destroy this thing. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's probably something that does occur to you.
Yeah, I'll break mirrors.
Which mirror do you break first?
Tall one.
The one above the mantle, or like the one that goes the entire length of the room?
The entire length.
Okay, so you just see Nakano start taking the butt end of her short gun, going ching 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 ching, and start breaking the mirror like very loudly across the
That'll do it.
entirety of the room. And Marima's like, "Oh, well, I mean that's one way. Okay, well, bye." As a bunch of shards just start to fall to the ground.
Can I leave my glasses outside the door instead of...
You want to put them in the hall?
I'll put them on the... And I'll...
You could also
They'll-
just put them inside of your... Well,
No, because they could still hear.
well, there
Then it
wouldn't
won't
be
be
any light
reflective
in
anymore.
them, because they wouldn't be reflective anymore. Because they require light to be reflective.
Yeah.
That's how it
I'll
works.
take off the headband. You don't see me take this off, guys. Like, this is usually part of me. I don't always have the glasses on, but I'll take it off and
She's
put it
got
away.
massive headband hair.
Yeah. It's bad, like, the permanent cowlick.
Yeah, there's this massive cowlick that goes across the entirety of her crown.
Oh, but sorry. I'll share something later with you, though, I promise. It'll be fun, I promise, okay?
You do so. You start breaking all of the mirrors here and like collecting all the shards and shoving them into like a sheet. And as you break the last one, you go like, "You're not the first person who's thought of this, but all right." And then it shatters. What a world! What a world! What a world! What a world! And you guys have privacy.
We need to get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
I know. I hate this place. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate them. They're evil.
There are
Um,
so many portals. I could barely stand up, and we need to get out of here. I'm feeling like I'm going to be torn asunder if we don't.
But the issue
Okay.
why we're here is that they'll target Tamrin's family because they know it's leverage for him on him. Or whatever.
Yeah.
You seem to give
Well,
me
we
the
met
vibes.
Masha. I think that's good enough, right? We can just be like, I don't know. We have to meet the scientist, I guess. Do we have to? Can we just
I
go?
don't want to.
Well, we can't really leave until I have teleportation circle back anyway.
I know, but as soon as you possibly can, we have to get out of here. I don't know
Okay.
how, but we got to. Like, I don't care about pissing off somebody from like my college. I don't care. I will write them up. I don't care. It's
I can use my sword
Yeah, you
points
go-
to regenerate my spells, right?
the what? Sorry.
I can regenerate my spell slot.
Oh, if you can do that, can we get out of here now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right.
He's like over in the corner. Avada Kedavra, Avada Kedavra.
Because if they are part of my college and if they're any higher than me,
We need to
it's
like
scary. It's scary.
we need to leave like a note or something, an excuse as to why we left, because
Right,
we're
because
supposed to be with that scientist, right? She'd be pissed off.
Yeah. You gotta leave the Midwest nice note back. Okay. What? Oh, shoot. You know what? It's not a lie. Your mom is recovering from surgery. You need to go back and check on her.
Boom, and then we can say, "Well, I'm sorry that we didn't get to meet with your scientist, but I'm sure that maybe you can use we can use magic to communicate, because I know everybody here is really, really magical, and that's super cool."
Yes.
Hearing Tammy say that is super cool is it really tickles me.
That's real neat.
It's real super
It's
cool.
really, really cool, really neat.
Neato mosquito, you
Neato.
know?
That's mint.
But yeah, I mean, if you can, it's good stuff.
I think you need to expend 2 sorcery points per spell level in order to get this. So you need to expend 10 sorcery points.
Do you have
I only
any?
have 9 because
Oof.
I'm a level 9.
Okay.
I
Do that
I
on purpose.
believe I'm correct on that one.
Let's see, you have to spend. You have 2 sorcery. Magical casting, creating spell slots. You can transform unexpended sorcery points into spell slot. Bonus action. Okay. Can create spell slots no higher in level than 5. Any spell slot. Okay, a 5th level spell costs 7 spell points.
Oh, you can do
You
it.
can do it.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
Pays
So
to
you're
be
gonna
a
expend
sorcerer.
like almost
Is that what
all of your
Tamrin's doing? Boom, boom,
your
boom.
sorcery points.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, he just goes like, "What do you do to expend the most sorcery points you've ever expended in at one time?"
A little twirl.
Just like a little like that, like a little like.
Or do you like the ballet
Hokey
spin?
pokey.
Or hokey pokey or ballet spin?
Cool.
Well, I just watched the stage production of Newsies, and they do this thing where they like jump like this, and they go. So that's what they do. Let's see if I can find it.
you jump and twirl, and you go, bloop, 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 and you feel re-energized and also tired at the same time.
How long does it take? Do we still have that teleportation scroll? Or do
Takes
we use
10 minutes to cast the spell.
Right, which is why we couldn't do it instantaneously in that hallway, in the hall. So, but I mean, if you have this magic, you don't have to use that scroll, yeah?
No, I don't. I can just use another chalk. Or no,
Takes
I don't even
either
have to use a chalk,
takes
right? Because
a minute
there's
or
already
10
a circle
minutes to
there.
cast the spell. I have to look. I don't want to use my computer.
And just to
Little
kind of
fun.
give a little extra,
This is the jump, by the way. Just so everybody.
just to give a little extra. Oh, okay, cool.
What's
Give a
the
little-
jump? Show me the jump.
Teleportation circle is
It's so cute.
casting times 1 minute, range 10 feet.
So
full
1
flow
minute.
Material. Duration 1 round.
Right. So you're gonna have to take a whole minute to cast the spell. So you are gonna
What-
have to take your dust and like carve. So you like remove a rug
What I'm
from
going to do before he starts
Sure.
doing that, I think we need just a little more privacy. Pass without a trace.
Oh,
Pass without a
nice.
trace. You got it. So you get everyone gets plus 10 to stealth. You throw the massive wolfskin rug that is near the fireplace out of the way. and you start carving on the cold stone with your chalk all of these runes. Where do you want to go?
Sudamabura, I guess, right?
Yeah, do you want to go there? The big
Scoop,
boss,
should you
or-
send to them first? Let them know we're coming?
Yeah, I'll make it brief because they can probably still hear us through the walls. I didn't even think of that.
Just be quiet. It'll be okay.
What do you say?
Baker dozen coming your way.
You got it, just that.
Coming in hot.
You
Fresh
send that
out of the
to-
oven.
to Captain Yamada.
I thought Yamada was no longer was gone.
I mean, yeah, she's not dead.
Isn't it the Seeker?
Yeah,
I don't know if they're the captain, but yeah.
yeah, like they're kind of like prisoners of war, kind of. But
Yeah,
you
would do
want
the
to send
Seeker,
it to
right?
the Seeker?
They're the Seeker's new captain.
Did you send it? You send it to the Seeker. Baker dozen coming in hot, and the Seeker's like, okay,
On the Sudamabura. There you go. That's probably.
okay, hopefully it won't burn the ship down. And that's what you get. And the Scoop, as you finish that spell, you hear from behind you the quietest, like, sound of stone on stone. As you're focusing on Tammy doing his circle, you hear from behind you the quietest sound of, like, shuffle of stone on stone.
I mean, I could look.
Hey, you want to turn around?
Fuck, that's scary.
I'm so scared, you guys.
Stone
We
on
gotta get
stone.
the fuck out of here.
I hate this.
Do you turn around?
Faster.
Do you turn around and see what is behind you?
Yes, I'll turn around and say, I'm looking behind
Monster.
me.
You do the whole thing where you're trying to psych. You're trying to psych yourself out. I'm looking behind me. I'm looking behind me. You're not scary. Perfect. You turn around, and you see a hunched, tattered, cloaked, hooded figure that just kind of like pulls itself.
Oh fuck no! Oh
in.
fuck no! Let's go! Let's go!
The spell's not done yet.
Faster, faster.
As
a hunched over figure.
it's like a hunch. It almost looks like kind of like a hunchback. There's like a lot of stuff under these drab rags that has this big hood on it that appears to be like this like caramel and dark color. There's a shadow in the hood that just kind of moves slowly and just. I was supposed to see your bones. Why would you have to leave so quickly? And just reaches out this hand that just is this big, old, like tall sleeve with shadow in it, and this full like dragon-sized hand comes out and just grabs. I need to scoop. Actually, I'm gonna roll to see.
Can I throw some bones at him? Here you go. Here's some bones.
Not
Here
if you want to
bones.
continue your spell and make your spell fizzle.
Oh, it'll just if I just like okay, can I draw
You
with
gotta
one hand
continue
and then
doing-
with another hand can I
Nope.
throw some bones
No,
at him?
you gotta continue casting the spell. No,
Damn.
you definitely can't do that. You're gonna lose the concentration of the spell. But this dragon hand does miss. A Scoop, you like shit. And you just like I think a Scoop just like momentarily for like half a second just and faints from fear. And the hand just goes right over him and just hits the bed. And this like dread scaled dragon hand. We're talking about full size dragon hand just comes out of this small sleeve and it like expands like from hammer space from the sleeve and just grabs the bed and crunches it and then sucks back into the sleeve like and then you wake up again and you stand up and you see does the Scoop scream? What happens?
I mean, I feel like most of us
Yeah.
would recognize this. We're not that imperceptive.
Just the
Yeah.
Scoop he's like, I'm turning around. There's this moment where they then take their sleeve and they point right at you. There's no way they can miss this time. They go like, "Why are you so rude?" And you see like the claws begin to exit the hammer space of the dark space. Nakano, what are you doing?
I'm running.
You're running away. You see Nakano just like pull out her limbs and just crawl up to the ceiling and just be like, nope, 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 nope. The spider says no and just goes up onto the ceiling and hides in the corner.
Because I know Tammy needs to finish the spell, I will cast Anticipate Weakness as my bonus action.
Okay. What does that do?
So, with a quick glance into the future, I can pinpoint a gap in your defense, and then I strike. So I anticipate weakness and have advantage on attack rolls until the end of my turn.
Okay, are you trying to attack this person?
Yes.
Okay. Are you trying to shoot him or throw something at him or?
Kapesh time.
Okay, so you run up and Kopesh time.
Yeah.
I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for this intimidating presence because they have a fear aura for obvious reasons. That's why a Scoop fainted.
I love it. He's like, why are you so rude? Well, you're a fucking monster. You're horrifying.
Like,
be more
like,
easy
Finn!
to look at.
So it's only
Just
6.
be a regular guy.
It's only 6 for the wisdom save, but
Okay,
if
so you are afraid, and this thing is within. So it's
it would
at
be
disadvantage. So it's a
but
straight roll.
Straight roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also mean you can't get closer to this thing, so you won't be able to do a Kopesh. You're gonna have to do it at ranged.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a ranger. It's okay.
I'm a ranger.
It's okay.
It's in my name.
It is. So I'll take out the chakrams instead. Actually, you know what? Let's do my well-worn longbow.
Sure.
18 to hit, or actually, that's 19 to hit.
You got it. That'll hit.
Okay.
That just hits. Fuck.
Second one does not hit. Action surge. 25 to hit.
Oh.
21
She's
to
like,
hit.
no way.
So 3 out of the 4.
You got it. Roll some damage.
So scared.
Yeah, just
The first one that you shoot that mists, there is a hand, like an arm that appears to come, like tear out of the robes.
It
that
was
comes,
by 1 that I missed, guys.
Yeah,
by the
that
way.
tears out of the robe of like the shoulder blade of this individual, like of an extra third arm and hand that just comes out and just grabs the arrow in the air and just snaps it and goes like, "That's not very." Is it you're hit 3 more times?
30 points of damage.
Ooh.
30 points of damage. As you hit them in the shoulder twice, back and forth, and they're like, interesting. Did you put any of your
that's also
planar
here.
warrior stuff into that or no?
I can't because my bonus action was casting the spell,
Okay.
which gave me advantage. So
Interesting. I'll have
How
to
far-
add your biological distinctiveness to my own. As they snapped 2 of the arrows on one of the shoulders off with an arm that appears to have come from their navel out of the seam of the robe.
I
And
see
they
what you're
appear to
doing
have,
here, but that was
4
like-
arms in their body right now.
I see. I'll just say this while I'm doing all this stuff. I see what you're doing here, but it's shoddy workmanship at best. Just for flavor. It's
Sure,
not,
you got it.
do
They reach
jack
up with
shit.
their hand and another dragon hand, but of a different color. It looks like of a blue color comes out. Don't worry, we'll have plenty of time to play in the lab. And you see this hand seem
Wow.
to come down and try to smash all of you. And right before it gets momentum to do so, there's just a thunk. And you hear and then you finally see the shade fade from the hood as you see eyes go back on the head, and this person just falls and faints before you. And behind them, you see holding a candlestick is a turquoise colored Drakash that looks very similar to Tamrin, that goes "Oh man, I'm so glad I was able to find you guys." And that's where we're going to end our session.
What?
Is it mini boba? Is it another boba? Oh shit.
We'll find out next
Find out
time.
next time.
But it was tunk, and then Scoop's still on the ground and
I'm so
and
glad
this
that
dude,
much
happened.
time
the
do I have
dude
left
falls
on my-
on top of you, by the way, and you have like about like maybe 18 seconds left before you
Okay.
finish this thing, and this dude just like hits them on the head. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so glad I was able to find you guys." A little bit shorter in stature than you, but the face looks very much like yours, but it's a little bit more of a turquoise color. And that's where we're gonna end it. You're gonna see it next time. We're gonna
Movie's
find out what
coming.
happens. A lot of weird, scary stuff. I'm so glad you guys were scared. I was scared too. We'll see you next time. As always, we love you and stay safe out there. Bye 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 bye
Bye.
bye.